We are wheels up here on a Friday edition of Barn Burner. It's Boomer, it's Pinder, it's Red Warner. As we get into it here, of course.
Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
So there you have it. That's right. It is a
Hawaiian shirt.
A Hawaiian shirt Friday, as per usual. As per usual.
Just waiting for the momentum to catch on here in the 16th month I've been doing this on the show.
That's kind of your thing, though, right? You're kind of the Hawaiian shirt guy.
I don't like to steal your thunder.
I just want to be loved by you.
You're loved.
Okay.
Loved.
I'm happy then.
Respected.
That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is?
What's the word where something's like pain in your ass?
Yeah,
respected. That's what
That's
right. That's right.
Yeah.
We respect you a lot.
Too much sometimes.
Well, we made it. 82 games of the Calgary Flames have come and gone. The regular season is behind us. Today they will, today they'll clean out lockers and then.
We're doing it right now. We're finding out which players are saying no to which countries for world championships, exit meetings, media availabilities.
Yeah.
I have a final tally, by the way, for Afterburner if you want it.
Sure.
I mean, Rhett, different time zone.
There's a reason that you're bringing it up, obviously.
Well, I think it's not going where you think it's going to go. That's what I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
So,
Evie Stevie.
What? Let's start where you think. I think.
Okay, fire away. What do you think it's going to be here that we talk about?
No, you're saying it's not going where I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So,
what are you thinking that I think?
So, Rhett weighed in at 18 out of 82.
Not bad.
Cammy got all the way up to 29 by the end.
Nice.
Really?
So that's 11 more than Rhett. We had a late charge from Pike, who had 19. Kent got 12 in. And then you 32, Dean. 35 for me. That is almost 44% of the games.
Attaboy.
But what people haven't been thinking about, out of the 82 games, our boy Jack did 76.
Yeah.
Jack attack.
So if we want to talk about getting through the marathon, that's our boy. Also, we can.
That's right.
Now he just gets to sit back and watch his Penguins play some playoff hockey. No stress, no post-game shows.
That's right.
Congrats, Jack.
I'm so happy.
How do you feel about it, Jack? Are you happy with that number?
Very happy, Dean.
Yeah.
Thrilled. Not burnt out at all. That's what I've noted.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I know the Seattle kind of did their thing, right?
Yeah. Minnesota too. Jesus.
But if Flames could lose or something,
Sharks are sharky.
We have admired the Sharks all season. They have impressed.
Dedicated to the cause.
They don't waffle.
Didn't waver.
Boy,
not
were they sharky, right?
They were sharky.
Yeah.
Dialed in.
Yeah.
Have you heard the quotes from this goalie that played last night or from like a couple of weeks ago?
No.
I guess someone was talking with him about like, how do you get over a goal or whatever? And he's like, I just have to repeat to myself, nothing matters. We're all going to die. Nothing, like something along those lines. Like it's just the most epic negativity so that he can't care about it. He just keeps his mantra is like, we're all dying anyway. May as well stay out here and stop some pucks.
He will have this though. This Cooley. What's his first name? I forget because there's the Logan Cooley. This is Devin Cooley.
Thank you.
He did rob Nazem Kadri of a 30-goal save.
Didn't he?
That pad save is bananas.
Yeah. And Kadri's just like, how is that? What? Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Amongst what? Like, he got a ton of shots.
He sure did, Ryan.
Austin Matthews had, 12 in his quest for 70? He was going, and Naz wanted 30.
Yeah. Kadri had 8, missed the net on 3 of them. Another, what do you have? Another one was blocked. So anyway, he tried. They all tried. Coleman gets his. Uyghur gets his.
Good for
and Nazem. No, it's not like it's been. Hey, it's a hell of a season. I don't think that Kadri's going to be too broken up about it. Of course, you want it when you're playing the game, and it's right there. You go get it. But I don't think it's going to ruin his summer.
Great year for him. Vindication.
Tremendous year.
So
tremendous year. We'll do our kind of. We can get into. We're going to talk about playoffs, of course, but. I just think we need to have the weekend to really take in this Flames season before we start handing out letter grades or thumbs up or whatever. Just kind of really appreciating or crushing guys. I think we don't want to rush to conclusions. Let's just take the weekend
24
and
hour
decide.
rule.
Don't want to be too
the
overly
96 hour.
favorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The old 96er.
Yeah.
And maybe by next week we'll be ready to have a final kind of an autopsy on what this season was. Lay some blame, give some flowers, that sort of thing.
You feel for old Wolfman there?
Sure did, Ryan.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Small man goalie. That's a goal against a small
Too
man.
little.
That's a fused dollar. He'd stop
Yeah.
the damn thing.
Yeah, he's
It's his
too
own
little.
fault.
Damn. What was it 8.9? 8 point whatever it was?
Yeah, less than 9 seconds. Dang.
Shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for blocking that one, fellas.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Really appreciate it, boys.
Preach.
Wiggs, you got yours, right? Okay, good. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, as long as you guys, everybody else, okay,
Everyone happy?
you guys got, everyone's good? Okay.
Let's just skate to the bench. They can't score 4 in 10 seconds anyway. Let's just all leave.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations on the near shutout. You've been sent down to the Wranglers. Oh. God. Anyway,
He's
so
not
the
done
season's
playing.
over.
Yeah.
Hard, it sucks. I was sitting there last night because I've been saying this, and not to beat a dead horse, but my kid is all into hockey now. So I was kind of showing her, like, here's what it looks like in the playoffs. And you show some overtime goals. And their season ended with this shot. They could have, kind of getting her to appreciate the roller coaster and how thin the line is. And then you sit there, and it'd be fun if the red lot was going to be jammed again.
Yep.
And if the dome was going to be full, because I showed her the Gaudreau goal from 2 years ago. Well, how long ago was that? I'm like, it was not that long ago.
That was less than 2 years ago, honey.
Really wasn't that long ago. So
20 months? What?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, where is he now? He's not here. What about him? No, he's
No.
gone. And him?
No.
Nope.
No.
Well,
No.
who came back in? You don't want to know. You don't want to know. So yeah, it's great for everybody else. I know they're excited in Vancouver and
They got to
Winnipeg.
be wound up.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see just how wound up they are?
In Vancouver?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just strung tight there. That's an angry city. It's a lovely place, but
Shouldn't.
people are angry and mean there for whatever reason. You
Should
want to
not
get
be.
something stolen out of your car or a bike lock clipped, go to Vancouver.
Yeah. Now I put something, I don't know, you might have done the same, Pinder, but I put a little something. I'm sure we all have it. Often the kiss of death is when a group of fans or a couple of fans decide, you know what we're going to do? This is going to be a long playoff run. We are so excited.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put together a ballad. We're going to make a song for our team's path to the Stanley Cup. And I feel like 99.9% of the time that a fan base has somebody make a song about their team, the team inevitably shits themselves.
Yeah, and the bigger and worse the song is, like in terms of popularity, how many people hear it and how bad it is, it just seems the worse the flame out for how your season ends.
Because there was one for the Flames. Yeah,
it was brutal, and it's like the franchise has been cursed ever since that thing dropped.
Yeah. Well, T's and P's to the fan base and everyone involved with the Vancouver Canucks after this was released yesterday.
Late night, game night, back again, you already know. On the ice, we're not nice. Go Canucks, go, 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 go. One time for Vancouver City, one time for Thatcher Demko, one time for Connor Garland, and one time for Lies Lindholm. Listen, staying 10 toes like my name is Thatcher Demko. Kick you off the team if you nice and sure. Play hard or go home, I guess it's simple. Everybody on the team got some potential. All the stress on me go drive me mental, but if that means we win, then I'll get some handle. Know that it's a risk, we still take the gamble. If you wanna hear some noise, the city got ample. Late night, game night, back again, you already know. On the ice, we're not nice. Go Canucks, go, 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 go. One time for Vancouver City, one time for Thatcher Demko, one time for Connor Garland, and one time for Lies Lindholm. I'm in the seats and I'm waiting for the start, but it's so hard.
Stop the hammering.
I know JT about to play his damn hard. That's why Vancouver about to go so far. In the cold, our city's so bold. I'm in the club seats, if you know, then you know. And shout out to the OG who won't go. And we still line up, even if it goes snow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of autotune there.
How'd you like to be dead?
Yeah, that's how that goes.
Why do I feel like
Not
Nashville will do a
ideal.
better song with having good music and not ruining the team?
Not ideal.
Smash cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Not
great.
ideal, yeah.
You
Smash
blew it!
Yeah,
Smash
no
the
good.
car. Smashville.
So I think they still do that, don't they? The beginning of the series, they paint up a vehicle in the enemy team, and they let everyone take
Have a go.
rips at it with sledgehammers.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
safety glasses.
Yeah. It's that's tradition. That's tradition for sure. Now, in fairness, I'm not sure if that's going to be quite enough to help the Predators get over the Canucks in this series, but
Slight edge in the music department. Yeah.
slight edge. Yeah, slight edge there. We'll do our picks coming up in a little bit. We'll get into just what we're seeing because it took till last night for us to have the final slate of matchups and
Yes.
teams, the whole thing. And now, did you watch it? Because I guess this is the thing. The Kings had a third period lead against Chicago. They've watched Vegas lose. So all they need to do is get a point. And they're
If you
going to
want
move
it.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kings are going to move up. And instead of playing Dallas, they're going to play the Edmonton Oilers. And then sure enough, they get a power play. They pull their goalie 6-on-4. They score. They end up winning in overtime. I think they blew a 3-1 third period lead in the process. But anyway, I'll ask you, I'll start with Retro. Just looking online, a lot of people said the Kings did this to themselves. They scored themselves into facing Connor McDavid and the Oilers. Why would you do this? Do you feel like if you're LA, you'd rather face Edmonton for a third straight time, or would you have rather taken a crack at Dallas?
Oh, I think Edmonton. I know McDavid's really good, but I think Dallas is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
'Cause
think Dallas is so deep. Who are you shutting down? I know it's
Yeah.
nearly impossible to shut down McDavid, but who are you shutting down on Dallas? Oh, you
Can't.
shut someone down?
Yeah.
So what?
Shut down 8 20 goal scores? No.
So what? So
Yeah.
you can't shut them all down. I don't.
I'm
think
kind of with you, Pinder. Where do you? I mean,
I kind of feel like they played the Oilers really tough in those series and have
Yeah.
sort of been one play away. Like if I'm correct, they're both best.
Six.
They were 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And Kings have had leads. It has been a good year for the Kings, but it doesn't mean they haven't played their best hockey yet. And I feel like it would be really tough for two teams, no matter the skill gap, for 3 series in a row for one team to win them all. And I think LA's probably got the revenge is best served cold. Like this is our time. They've built that team to face Edmonton. When you look at the moves they've made, it's depth on defense, it's centers down the middle. I don't say they prefer Edmonton, but I feel like if you wanted to go rock the cart, it's beating Edmonton.
yeah, because now again, I'm kind of with you guys. I think I would rather face Edmonton than Dallas, but I felt like after reading, just seeing a lot of, whether it is reporters, fans, guys that cover teams, whatever, that look what the LA Kings just did. They screwed themselves into a date with Connor McDavid, whereas I tend to think I'd maybe take my shot there. To your point, Pinder, it's 3 in a row. And maybe on the other side, the Oilers, maybe they've got them figured out for the third straight time. Maybe they're at a greater advantage.
Well,
It's
different
the
coach,
same.
different goalies, different centers. I think that will be what LA will convince themselves. It's a different group.
It's NHL playoff hockey. It's not
Yeah.
okay. We've got a star, so we win. Like it's
Yeah.
these. And again, I'm with Pinder. I'm not sure I'm picking LA to beat Edmonton, although I am. But
More on that later.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
but are we under? Like, are you telling me that if right now, like Dallas just proved throughout the regular season that they were better than the Oilers?
It's literally picking your poison.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no easy matchup for LA here between Dallas and Edmonton. And I just think when it's the last game of the year, you want to be playing well. You want to win the games. You want to have momentum. The Kings couldn't control their own destiny. They needed a Vegas loss. So you're playing to win no matter what. And you're hopefully feeling good about your game, whether you head to Dallas or you head to Edmonton.
Now, last night, speaking of the Oilers, they were beaten 5-1 by the Colorado Avalanche.
They sat
And pardon me?
They sat everyone. I was impressed with how many people they could not have in the lineup.
Yeah, they sure did. They didn't sit their number one goalie, though. Stuart Skinner went in, and allowed 4 on 13 in the first period before getting yanked. That was the other thing that I saw a lot on social media last night was
What are you doing?
why would Knobloch do this to his starter? Because Nichushkin scores, then it's Rantanen. By 7.5 in, it's 3-0 Colorado.
That's
And the thought being that not like Stuart Skinner's totally battle tested and mentally tough when it comes to the playoffs. Is this the kind of tee up that you wanted to give this guy?
Well, a couple things. Rookie NHL coach, probably a mistake. Maybe Skinner said he wanted to start. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But if he didn't, it sure looked like he wanted to be in the stands with his buddies.
Yeah, especially if you're not going to play your regulars. What message are you sending to Skin Dog when everyone else is out?
Stand on your head.
Like, hey, all our important guys are sitting, but you go play. Like, why not important?
Yeah.
I don't like that move. I think that's a dumb one, but whatever.
I don't know what kind of carryover is. The one thing that we've kind of learned over the years is don't read too much into what you see in the regular season.
Agreed.
Oh, they backed into the playoffs. They're not going to have, and then actually pretty okay. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I've looked across, and we'll get to our next guest here in a second, but I've looked again just this morning. It's the time. Now's when you give your picks, not only for round 1, but Stanley Cup favorites or picks. I'm not seeing any team run away with anything.
No, there is a very nicely random smattering of, I'd say, about 10 of these 16 playoff teams.
Yeah, no question. Let's get to it. We go to the TELUS Insider Hotline one last time with TELUS. Enter to win one of 6 monthly prizes, including awesome tech, AirPods, Apple Watches, and more. No purchase necessary. All you need to do is fill out a quick survey to enter for your chance to win. Go online, TELUS.com/Flames contest from TSN. Hockey Insider Darren Dreger joins us. Dregs, we made it. 82 games. The slog is over. Now we get down to it.
All the good stuff.
We were just kind of talking about the Oilers and this whole, the Kings score last night to get the Oilers. What a mistake this is. I don't know. Ryan said pick your poison. The Stars or the Oilers in round 1. Not ideal for the LA Kings, one way or the other, I don't think.
No, I think you're right. But, it's the new season, right? And I can assure you, just in conversation with those closely involved with the Edmonton Oilers this morning, I mean, they'll take nothing for granted when it comes to, playing the Los Angeles Kings. They actually feel like they match up pretty well. The power play, of course, of the Edmonton Oilers can get humming. So that's more on Los Angeles to stay as disciplined as they can. Very structured team. LA, and they've got depth in the right position. So, is Edmonton ready? Are they battle tested to the playoffs? I mean, 2 years ago, they lose in the conference final to Colorado. They go on to win the Stanley Cup. Last year, deeply disappointed in losing to the Vegas Golden Knights, but Vegas went on to win the Stanley Cup. So Edmonton has that added layer of pressure that, okay, they've been tested the last couple of years. So now it's time to go a notch deeper, and that's contend for the Stanley Cup. And I don't know what you guys think. Many think that they're going to win the West. I'm not convinced of it because of the respect that I have for the Dallas Stars. The addition of Chris Tanev there has really made them a better all-around club. Are the Vancouver Canucks as deep and as ready as they showed in the regular season? You can't sleep on the Winnipeg Jets. I mean, Connor Hellebuck arguably is the best goalie in the league right now. Colorado could get goalied by the Winnipeg Jets. So, Edmonton, there's a bit of a nervous tension around that organization. They feel like they're ready, but LA feels like they're ready too. So let's see how it plays out.
You talked about special teams there. This matchup's huge. We know the Oilers' power play can be incredible. It finishes 4th, which is lower than we've seen, but we know all the weapons are there. LA's penalty kill is 2nd. Like, does that not feel like the series right there? I understand that there's lots of 5-on-5 hockey, but if you were building a team to try to stop the other team from scoring goals, it's LA's depth down the middle, and it's an elite penalty kill because that's how the Oilers kill teams.
Yeah, and going in, that's kind of what Edmonton feels is like they've got to win the 5-on-5 game here. That's ultimately what it's going to boil down to. Does Edmonton have enough players willing to be as patient as you need to be and then pounce on those opportunities? Yeah, we know that, you make a mistake and put it on the stick of Connor McDavid with any amount of space, and he's going to make you look ridiculous. That's not what we're talking about here. I think the real estate in that series is going to really be difficult to come by. There's not going to be a whole lot of space out there. It's going to be tight checking. So again, is there a patience or a maturity in Edmonton's game to deal with that, to overcome that? Because that's going to be a formidable challenge. But as we were coming to this segment, I heard you guys talk about the Avs and the Oilers last night and why they'd start Stu Skinner. And I mean, I think we all saw the same thing and wondered the same thing as that game quickly got out of hand, which led me to the obvious question. I mean, aside from that, they felt like he needed to touch the puck. The problem was he didn't really touch the puck.
He'd have loved to have touched it a little more. Yeah,
he would have loved to have touched that puck. But they're not worried about their goaltending at all in Edmonton. Not even a little bit. And maybe that's because they're looking across the sheet and they're most likely going to face Cam Talbot, through a good chunk of that series. But generally speaking, they feel pretty good. They feel like their goaltending is good enough to win. We'll see.
What's your read on McDavid? He, of course, played the one game after coming back from injury to some degree, and then you sit on the final night. But any intel or any idea what kind of level of injury that is or level of concern around that injury for the team?
Well, no to the specifics of the injury. The level of concern was minimal. And in fact, I think he was a bit annoyed that they wanted him to not only sit out a couple of games, but sit out 3. And by the time you get to the back-to-back Friday, Saturday, like, why would you play him in the back-to-back? And then they gave him the extra game. So, he ends up with the assist that, he wanted to get for the milestone. But he's a gamer, right? He didn't feel like he had to miss, but there was something there. There was a reason to sit him back. And at that point of the regular season, that's what you do when you're subscribing to load management. Obviously, if they'd been in a playoff fight, he would have been in the lineup. So, they thought that one game was sufficient, but to give him the extra games to make sure that he was ready, that was more in an abundance of caution.
I want to go to Vancouver. Let's stay with the Canadian teams, where I know a lot of our attention will be, and certainly a lot of the broadcast attention as well. Quinn Hughes was playing U16 AAA hockey in Toronto the last time the Canucks hosted a playoff game. They did have that one pseudo run in the bubble in Edmonton, but I don't know how much you can lean on anything from that postseason in the bubble. Yeah. How much is inexperience something that the Canucks are worried about or trying to make up for?
They don't seem overly worried about it. And I guess you don't know until you get into those games, until you drop the puck in the opening game of that 7-game series and see how it plays out. There is some concern with what they're going to get from the Nashville Predators. And maybe that's to your point too, because, you've got a goaltender who can be game-changing in UC Saros. Not that Thatcher Demko isn't capable of that, but we got to see it, right? You've got Roman Josi, who the Vancouver Canucks have spent a lot of time poring over video watching, because we know that he's an excellent offensive player. We know that he's really solid defensively. They're not sharing, but they feel tactically like they've got a way to beat what he's capable of. And at times he can be that fourth forward for you out there. But Andrew Burnett has this group dialed in Nashville. He does. I mean, they're a straight line hockey club and they go hard, kind of similar to what you see in the Carolina Hurricanes in the East. So how is Vancouver going to overcome that? Yeah, Quinn Hughes, can show us the flash and dash, and he can do a lot of great things with a puck. He can skate that puck out of trouble. But, there's not a lot of time or space out there, or shouldn't be in the playoffs. There really shouldn't be. I think it goes beyond defense in this series, even though we're talking about Josi and Hughes. If Elias Pettersson doesn't find some sort of offensive touch, they've got a big problem, right? Because then that piles a lot onto the other elements, and now you take a matchup component out of the equation. He's got to be able to drive a line, and he hasn't done that since the All-Star break. So if he doesn't find his touch and he doesn't find it, then the Vancouver Canucks are going to be in a tough jam, because Nashville is no pushover here.
What about Winnipeg, Colorado? I've been saying this isn't a 1 versus 8 kind of thing. It's just you're going to lose a pretty entertaining game or entertaining team after round 1, regardless here. Yeah. And I just feel like I don't know why. I think we're maybe just a little bit jaded towards the Jets, and you watch Colorado and McKinnon takes another step. It feels like he's that he's Hart Trophy level now, and the Chushkin, and you need to go into it. But reading this morning that the Avs had 3 wins over playoff teams since March 1st. Their straight up record on the road, 19-22. Now, it's nitpicking. It's maybe going to find what you're looking to find, I suppose. But I guess handicap this series for us, because in net, it seems like it's a stark advantage for the Jets. Is that enough to seemingly get them past this offensive juggernaut of the Avs?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to answer, and then I want Rhett to jump in on this because I want his opinion, because it's going to bolster what I'm about to say here. I have Winnipeg making it to the Western Conference Final in an all-Canadian matchup with the Edmonton Oilers. I do. It starts number 1 with the goaltending of the Winnipeg Jets. The season series, does that stuff really matter? I mean, Winnipeg swept Colorado in the season series and just slapped them sideways recently in that 7-0 debacle. Now, we heard Rick talking to the Vancouver Canucks about 3 weeks ago when Colorado came back to beat the Canucks, said whatever it was in the intermission going into the third, Nate McKinnon decided he was going to take the game, and that's what he did. He's capable of that. Makar is capable of that. Rantanen is capable of that. So here's where I think Winnipeg, if Winnipeg can check their egos individually, and guys can accept a certain role and embrace the responsibility in that role individually, I think Winnipeg does have enough to go to the Western Conference Final. If Edmonton does all the things the Oilers need to do, I think they're better, and I think they make it to the Stanley Cup Final. But that ego check and that embracing of individual responsibility, that could be Winnipeg's toughest challenge. I'm not going to single out guys. I wonder, Rhett, if that's real based on your experience, because that's what I'm told.
It's for sure real. And I think that if all the teams I went to the finals with were similar to Winnipeg, and maybe not even as good. Okay. You had a goaltender, and you started there and you went out. And back check, block shots.
Yeah.
If you do those 2 things, you now have a chance. And again, I think Winnipeg's capable of scoring goals. I don't think Colorado's goaltending is going to be a factor at all. I think it's going to be a detriment to their success. And I do believe if you've got a goaltender and you can convince all of your guys every time they're on the ice that the back check and the blocking of shots is, you can win the series right there. Because regular season, you got guys that sacrifice. A guy like Tanev always blocks shots, but you don't always get that from your players. If all those guys buy into doing all the little things defensively to stop, because they are going to get opportunities. But if you're diving in front of those shots, Rantanen's, McKinnon's, Makar's, you're going to have a chance. And Hellebuck's going to backstop you. So I like the Jets, actually.
So do I.
I just hate that the Avs are, Jesus, like, how can that team be an underdog? Look at the superstars.
Yeah,
they won with bloody Kemper 2 years ago.
I know.
And it was like perfect storm last year. Nichushkin leaves mid-series against Seattle. Like, it is one of those series you mentioned, Dean, where it's like, I think both of these teams are good enough to win the West.
Yeah, I really do. And I wonder, it's always easier said than done. But the one thing I wonder about Winnipeg, that how do you beat the Avs? Well, you have a blueprint from a year ago. Can you go back and see essentially the same Colorado team? How did the Kraken do it? How did Colorado come up short in that series? And can you get lightning in a bottle a second time? I don't know. They just, I'm with you. To see Colorado as an underdog and without home ice, I would not have guessed.
It sounds ridiculous.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. What kind of, you talk about unfair. The Leafs have had a fine season. Bruins beat the Leafs 4-0 in the season series. Leafs have given up over goals against of over 4 in their last 9 games. The Bruins have the playoff, everything.
Yeah.
There would be no shame. There's there's nothing. You lose to Boston, a lot of teams are going to lose to Boston. But what is the potential fallout in Toronto, coach, player, otherwise, if they don't get by the Bruins here again?
Okay, I'm going to answer that, but I just want to offer something quick on the West before we shift over.
Sure, yeah,
here.
Of course.
And that's the Dallas Vegas series. So Alex Pietrangelo is good to go. He's going to play in game 1. And that's a real significant add. Mark Stone is one scan away from being available in game 1. So one MRI away from having his spleen healed enough that he's good to go. He practiced yesterday and arguably was the best player on the sheet. I know it's practice, but he's a gamer. Those two pieces come into play, and I believe in Dallas. I think Dallas is loaded for bear here, but that's game changing. That's the only way Vegas wins is with those two customers. So just an update there. Now, Toronto, if Toronto can get out of its own way, just get rid of the ghosts, exercise the Boston Bruins demons, they'll be fine. They gave Ilya Samsonov a little bit extra time this week, to work on his game. And he probably needed it. But I'll tell you this, since he cleared waivers and, went down to the American League and hit that reset, he's been lights out good. He's been lights out good. He really has been. Joe Woll, who will back up, he's been just okay. So they've got a decent tandem there, but it'll largely rest on the shoulders of Ilya Samsonov. I'm okay with Toronto is up front. Toronto is better than the Boston Bruins up front. Collectively, they are.
Yeah, especially down the middle, Dregs.
Down the middle, of course, sure. They're not going to have Bobby McMahon to start the series. And who'd have thought 20 games ago we'd be talking about Bobby McMahon as being potentially a difference maker for the Maple Leafs? But he kind of developed into that. I mean, next to Austin Matthews, nobody was more productive or consistent in the second half in 5-on-5 goals than Bobby McMahon. He gave them a real nice punch in their top 9. He's got a knee issue, so that's going to take some of the steam out. So they'll go with Bertuzzi, Matthews, and Max Domi. Chemistry between Domi and Matthews has been real sharp, over the last dozen games or so. It sounds like they're going to leave Nylander on the third line. So your second line looks like Matthew Nyes with John Tavares and Mitch Marner. I'd be real surprised if Keefe doesn't flip Nyes and Willie and put Nylander into that second line. He's got to get going. I mean, Sheldon Keefe made a comment, and he wasn't trying to be critical, but man, it sounded that way, where he talked about, you know what? Nylander checked out on the regular season a long time ago. Well, is that a good thing? I get it when you're going into game 80, 81, 82, when you've been in that third lock for a long time, but come on. Guy's got 4 assists in 11 games. So on paper, Toronto should win this series. I've picked them to win this series. I'm as bold as to say in 6.
Wow.
But there's a lot that has to happen. It's not just on the big boys in Toronto. Their defense isn't that good, by the way, in Toronto. So we'll see how it plays out.
Well, and it's been sort of pieced together. They haven't really had a healthy unit. There's a lot of guys that can play sort of 4 through 7 there that haven't been healthy at the same time.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Excited for the Florida matchup as always. It's not a rich, long history, but it's a good one. These two teams, there's a natural built-in dislike, which you don't always need in the playoffs, but it sure helps sometimes. I don't know, as good as Tampa Bay has been, I feel like when you look around the league, Florida might be one of those teams that just feels like they're built for the playoffs as well as anybody. You want to run and gun and score, they can do it. You want to grind, you want to muck, you want to be, a couple dirt balls in there, some balls of muck that'll do it that way. And with Bobrovsky, you might have the best goalie in the world on any given night. You just never know. I do like the Panthers.
Well, ditto Vasilevsky, right? What a series.
That one's going to be fascinating. I did the podcast with Ferraro, and we had Jeff O'Neill on earlier today, and I asked if that series was positioned for the potential of an upset. Could Tampa Bay, because of what Nikita Kucherov accomplished this year? By the way, I mean, those that I trust inside the Lightning organization, and it's pretty obvious given the numbers that he posted, but they've given him the credit to the point of where they've said he found another level to his game. And not just in point production, every single night in how he approached every single game. It wasn't just about the collection of points. There was a meanness in his game. We know how sneaky dirty he can be, but it was just his approach to every single game. We'll try and do that for 82. Well, when you do it and you're an elite level skill set like Nikita Kucherov, you put up almost 150 regular season points. So if he can continue to push, Stamkos is healthy. Braden Point can be game change. I mean, go down the list. Nicky Paul of late has come on strong, and that guy was built for the playoffs. And we haven't even talked about the goaltending, right? I guess the one weakness I would wonder about with Tampa Bay, and not long ago, we were looking at that blue line in Tampa Bay and saying, that's a blue line. Like, I mean, it's not what it once was, right? It just isn't. They brought in Matt Dumba. Does he help? I mean, maybe a little bit. Chernak, he's good. He's big. He's strong. Block shots. He can do a lot of good things. I look at the blue line of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that would worry me a little bit, especially the way the Florida Panthers like to forecheck. So if you
no Sergachev too, right, Dregs?
Yeah, what is
Sergachev?
Yeah.
It doesn't
do we know
like it.
What his timeline is?
It's something that we don't. Although again, I was told he's getting closer. So what's that code for? Like any game? Like never? Like this time of year you're not getting much out of clubs. But that's going to be a fascinating series. Most are picking Florida to come out of the East. Most that I deal with, just because of the experience and everything they can throw your way. But they're going to have to earn it in this Battle of Florida.
How, as far as giving a team fits, Patrick Waugh and the Islanders against Carolina, so it's 3 consecutive 50-win seasons. With Carolina, it's just one of those teams. They're just real good. They're well coached. They're deep, the whole thing, to the point you almost don't pay attention to them. So good. I just wonder, Varlamov seems like he's taken over the crease here in the last 6 weeks or so from Sorokin, and Patrick Waugh has made a difference. They did not look like a playoff team. They rattled off, I think, 2 6-game winning streaks after Waugh took over behind the bench. Is there an upset? Or I guess just as you look at all of these series, do you see an upset that's prime, or might it be this one? What do you see in Carolina? Because they need to do something soon, I would think.
Yeah, I don't see an upset in the Carolina Islanders series. For my money, I see Florida, Carolina, the New York Rangers are the top 3 teams in the East, in my opinion, going into the playoffs. Carolina is just so well coached and so well built. And the addition of Jake Gensel, boys, I mean, he's the real deal. He just is. That wasn't a gamble as a trade deadline ad, a rental player that often doesn't work out. This guy, he's just really, really good. He is. So you've got that. I don't see an upset there. Washington, the New York Rangers, again, I don't think so. The Rangers are excellent. I mean, they win the President's Trophy, and there's good reason behind that. In fact, they've got Philip Hedl, who has been skating for a while, practicing for a while, who they're saying they're not rushing back into the lineup, but another good source close to Hedl says he's available. We add him into the mix, and now you're adding volume to your collection of star assets with the New York Rangers. And with all due respect to the goaltending in Washington, Lindgren took over there. Shesterkin's as good as any when he's on his game, and he's been on his game for a while. So those 2 teams, New York Rangers and Carolina, I don't see an upset in either one of those series.
How will they use Rempe? Because I think if it was the Islanders and you get an emotional rivalry and the Islanders have some size and physicality, I think you let them run around. But with Washington, they're just such heavy favorites. I don't know that there's a 4th line that you worry about. I don't know that you want him out against Tom Wilson's line. Do you sort of see him as that nuclear weapon that Laviolette can sort of keep in his holster until he needs them?
I think so. Use sparingly. And it's not like the kid can't play the game. He's just never played in a Stanley Cup playoff game before. We've seen the body of the work in a small sample size in the regular season. We know what he's capable of physically, but you can't take a major penalty in a playoff game, right? I mean, now all of a sudden you're setting yourself up for disaster because that Capitals power play can still get the job done. So I'd be careful with that one, especially if Hedl is an option, and you've got other pieces up front that you can incorporate. we know that not that Rempe is one-dimensional. We don't know what he's capable of yet because we haven't seen enough of him at the NHL level. We know the physicality, the fighting and all that, which normally, isn't really a factor in the playoffs. But I would think that series would have to turn ugly quick in order to bring him into the mix. I don't see it.
But keeping your eye on the Worlds, Canada, obviously, World Championships. The Flames are one of those teams that are out early, would have some candidates. Have you monitored that much at all?
I have, and I haven't heard anything yet out of Calgary specifically. But there is some news that's coming out of Team Canada. I just tweeted while we're talking here. Penguins GM Kyle Dubas has been added as an associate GM to Team Canada for the Men's Worlds. Jared McCann from the Seattle Kraken is joining. Dawson Mercer from the New Jersey Devils is joining. They're still looking for goalies. They're waiting on a couple of guys. And I don't want to mention their names in case they don't go. But I will mention a couple of forwards who aren't going, which I don't get. One of them is Nick Suzuki with the Montreal Canadiens, and the other one is Travis Konechny from the Philadelphia Flyers. And look, I mean, players have personal commitments, right? And Hockey Canada, Team Canada has always been, they've been okay with it, as long as it's legit. You got a family wedding, you're not going to miss a family wedding. You're just not. If you've got a wedding or whatever it is in July, okay, come on. Yeah, throw on the maple leaf and let's get at it here. And it matters more now than it has for years because Doug Armstrong, who's the overseer of the international events, is the general manager for the 26 Olympics. If Nick Suzuki and Travis Konechny want to be in the mix, well, it would make sense that they would jump on board for the Men's Worlds. And then maybe they have a good showing. They continue to play well at the NHL level. That puts them in good standing for the Four Nations in 25. And then you play your way into position for 26. So it just, it puts a little tick beside your name when you're saying no to invites.
Rat.
Yeah, I said no as the 16th invite.
It's a double tick.
Yeah.
No to Lanny. How do you do that?
An invite's an invite.
Yeah. Jeff O'Neill tells a similar story. Maybe it was around the same time. He scored 41 in Carolina. They lose out in the first round. Lanny calls him, right? Says, Jeff, we really like your game. You had a good series. Too bad. You got lots left in the tank. He goes, yeah, Lanny, I'm not coming. I bug him about it all the time. Yeah, you know what? I scored 41. We lost in the playoffs. I'm going golfing. See you later.
Yeah, which is very on brand for O-Dog. That's very O-Dog.
That's very O-Dog.
Yeah. Don Granato out in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Kevin Adams says he wants someone with experience. You brought it up. There's 15, 16 guys with NHL head coaching experience that were assistants across the league. There's plenty of guys that have that kind of experience. How attractive is a Buffalo job? And I guess it depends what happens in round one, but how many jobs do you expect will be open potentially heading into next
year? It's hard to say. I mean, when I look across the lineup, I don't see anything that jumps off the page as glaring. I might wonder about Winnipeg, and not because the Winnipeg Jets want to push away from Rick Bowness, but regardless of how deep the Winnipeg Jets go, Bones has had some issues this year, both with his health, his wife's health. He's just all in with his family, as we all are. But he was kidding who. This is his last kick at the cat, whether it's this year or this is his last head coaching job in the NHL. So, could he be, because of family reasons, drawn to call it a career? But in the bigger picture, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, some have wondered about John Cooper and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Well, I don't see that happening, but I guess stranger things have happened. Sheldon Keefe and the Toronto Maple Leafs, Boomer, you alluded to that a bit earlier as we talked about the Leafs and the Bruins. If Toronto gets kicked around and they lose in 4 or 5, all bets are off, right? I think all bets are off. Buffalo, Kevin Adams he's down the road here already. he had his media availability after dusting Donnie Granato and the staff, or some of the staff. And, he promised that he was going to get at it, and he's done so in earnest. He really, truly has. He's got permission from a couple of teams to speak with experienced guys available. Doesn't want any names out there. The only one I'm comfortable throwing out there would be a Craig Berube, who, again, I'm biased. I think he'd be a terrific fit. Just looking at his track record, what he did in St. Louis when he came in at the time, how he grew with that group and helped develop them into a Stanley Cup champion. And, Buffalo is considered a juicy job. It is. They underachieved this year. There's work that needs to get done to that roster. But if you're a head coach looking for a job, even a decorated guy like Berube, yeah, Buffalo would be a nice fit. So we'll see.
They just have a lot of pieces coming into their prime, don't they, Dregs?
Yeah,
like when you talk about juicy, it's just that the age of the roster, right?
Well, and part of the to jump in, part of the reason the complaints around Buffalo is not talent or abilities. It's the pushing of and holding accountable, where a guy like Berube would answer that very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Like everybody who's played for him just says the same thing. There's some who wonder about the X's and O's and tactical stuff, but I mean, I wouldn't call it a weakness, but that's how you surround yourself with good staff too, right? Try and bluff your way around how you think you played when you're eye to eye and you're staring at Craig Berube and he's calling BS, right? Yeah. Hey, Owen, how do you think you played last night? Owen Power. Yeah, I think I was okay. No, you were hoarse. What? So, and Adams did talk about responsibility and accountability. He put it on himself as general manager. So, the clock is ticking on him, right? He knows that. That's fine. He can live with that. And he put it at the skates of the players. And so I think just organically, Buffalo is going to be better.
So how does TSN's Hockey Insider? Have you got multiple screens at the at Chateau Dreger? How do we take in the playoffs?
Well, so I'm going to Winnipeg on Sunday for the first two games of that series, but we'll be in studio doing pre and post, across the board. I mean, primarily we're focused on Toronto and Boston, but they put together a real nice lounge at the TSN headquarters. And I'm talking like lavish surroundings, sensational. Yeah. The only thing that's a little off-putting is the O-Dog comes in his, I call them soft pants. They're sweatpants, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, he's lost a ton of weight. I mean, he's carving himself into decent shape right now. It used to be the buttons on the dress shirt didn't quite get done, and the belly would be there, and there'd be bodily functions happening throughout the game that were disturbing. So I think with that's cleaned up, I'm hoping. But now mostly we have a good time until post game, and then we get to work.
Yeah, very nice, Dregs. Appreciate you. Enjoy Winnipeg.
Yeah, I will.
Take care of yourself.
Okay, boys. Have a good one. Enjoy the playoffs.
There's Dregs, our TSN Hockey Insider, of course, our insider here on the hotline for TELUS, using world-leading technology to drive meaningful change, transforming healthcare, making the food supply more sustainable, reducing the environmental footprint, helping out Canadians in need, the most giving company in the world, and making the future friendly. Learn more online with TELUS, TELUS.com/givesback. There you have it. The O-Dog. He is a creature. He had
a similar cloth cut from.
Yeah, he was one of those guys, too, that you can appreciate how much work during his NHL career it was to stay in shape, because it's not a natural thing. Some guys are just lean and they're athletes and that sort of thing. It tailed off pretty quick for the O-Dog once the career came to an end, which is fine. Hey, he's a sweet boy.
Can't believe you're poking fun at his fitness. I mean, God.
I don't know that I was.
Oh.
I said I appreciated
wasn't.
the work that he put in. Hard worker for sure. So there you go. Anything from that? Any reaction?
Well, I just think so many of these series, you could really convince yourself of either side. Like Dallas, Vegas, I understand the regular season's one thing, but do we really think we know what Vegas looks like with Pietrangelo, Hurdle, Stone healthy? We've never seen it.
And will Hill be
Yeah, he was great last playoffs. So he wants to be great again in April, May. Why not them? Dallas looks great. Colorado, scary as hell. Winnipeg, cohesive unit. Edmonton, scary as hell. Vancouver, dominant regular season. Like outside of 4 teams, I could see anyone winning this cup. Like I don't believe in the Islanders. I don't believe in the Caps. I don't believe in Nashville. And like kind of not quite there on LA, even though I think they do have the ability to make life miserable for a series. Who out of the other 13 teams couldn't get hot and win if they all the right things fall in place? Like it should be a great tournament.
And you could, of course, put together you can rationalize why or how. Yeah, if Hellebuck gets injured,
Sure, yeah.
you can do that across the board. But I'm kind of with you. Outside of those 4 teams, I think you can really make a case for a ton of teams to be able to go on that run and get it.
Tampa's a wild card. They're horrifying. Like you have to go face that power play, that goaltender, that group with all the jewelry they have. You think they're worried about what seed they are or whether they're starting on the road or at home? They don't give a shit. This is when they crank it up.
No travel.
Almost none.
Travel.
Yeah. Boston, Toronto, close.
Yeah.
What else did we see? Washington, New York could be close. Is that a train or a little further? That's probably flight.
Yeah, it's close. Not much of a flight if it is one.
Yeah.
Anyhow. So it all gets going coming up tomorrow. 2 games tomorrow. And then how about your Sunday?
Oh, it's looking good. Really good.
You had the Masters last weekend. 10:30 a.m. Tampa, Florida. 1 p.m. Washington and the Rangers. 5 p.m. Jets Avalanche. 8 p.m. Predators Canucks.
Sorry if you want to go to bed early. I think that Vancouver will be wound up.
Could be.
Look at this, eh?
I mean, it's
so this is the start. There's another page that follows this. That's just awesome.
it is a great thing.
Monday's a hell of a matchup. Look at those 2 games. Goodness.
Yeah.
Whew.
Delicious.
Can't wait.
Yeah. And on Monday you've got Leafs, Bruins, Islanders, Canes in there as well. So let's go. Let's do it. Love it. We'll do our picks coming up. Service Big Share is back for the 6th year. It's your chance to win $1 million just by saving money. Anyone can enter to win by becoming a member and saving with Service. Every $500 saved gives you 5 entries into the Service Big Share contest. Some just quick and easy ways to earn entries. Save in a daily banking account. Fast track your savings with a high yield savings account. Invest in a GIC Service has during the contest period with great interest rates and term lengths. Save in a TFSA or RRSP for the short and long-term goals that you have. Transfer your existing savings to Service Credit Union for chances to win $1 million. The contest ends April 30th, 2024. Skill test required. For rules, visit service.ca/win. $1 million. Now, you had brought up no Mackenzie Weegar going to the World Championship.
Yeah, I'm just sort of keeping tabs on Worlds and who said yes and no from the Flames. The show's been going on. I've been trying to keep tabs on Twitter alerts from Flames reporters. Mackenzie Weegar's no. I believe he's getting married this summer.
Congrats.
Or is groaned. Rasmus Anderson's expecting another child, so I don't know if it's first. I don't believe so, but he said no to Sweden. And Michael Backlund said he's chatted with Swedish management. He hasn't made his mind up yet, so he's undetermined still on Team Sweden.
There you go.
It's not going unless he can be captain.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be out of there.
Really wants to be captain.
Shots at Backlund.
Couple
35. He scored 15 again. Jeez.
Yeah, he was hot down the stretch.
Just playing everyone's top line every night. No love.
No, not much. Not the last month. Anyway.
Wow.
Because you wonder how deep it goes. You get more and more guys saying no. I mean, when do you get do you get to a Connor Zary? Does he get a kind of a late?
That's an interesting idea. I know there's talk about Celebrini potentially going over. I know the Americans have been really good at getting collegiate players over there. Johnny Gaudreau played in the Worlds before he came to after the Calgary debut.
They got that feeder system that's way different, though.
Yeah, it's the national program.
Yeah, the whole program is.
So the guys are integrated into USA Hockey. Yeah. But I mean, it's something the Canadians should be doing, especially like the number of vets saying no to them. Like, I get that next year there's 4 nations, but you're not going to snub Sidney Crosby next year if he doesn't go this summer.
Yeah, there's a certain level that they're going to be above.
You're going to build the best team you can. It's just that simple. Yeah,
historically speaking, if you say yes to Canada, you've got a bit of a leg up going into the next event if you're of the caliber to make the team.
It would break a tie, probably. That's about it.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it.
You would not take a lesser player because he went to Minsk with you, whatever it is.
Because last year there was the 3 Flames, correct? Uyghur, Toffoli, and Lucic all went.
Luch.
And then the year
Uyghur
prior,
Dominating.
Mangiapane and Uyghur
Manch had a
again.
great one. Yeah.
He
Did they
was
both
really
go
good
there?
over there. Hasn't
Yeah.
been
And
good since.
Stetcher with that group too.
Yeah,
The year prior,
correct.
because he finished as a Flame last year.
correct.
Yes, that she's going to be ready for Olympics in 26.
Yeah, sure will be.
No.
Oh,
I wonder how much
I
you
thought
play
you had
for
to go
Edmonton.
play and then you're guaranteed. Oh, that's what you're saying. You don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about it? We'll get into the Great Clips inbox. Let's do it. If you've got some questions for the fellas, you can get into the chat. If you're on the YouTube or Facebook, just get into the chat. We'll see you there. Also, email the show, greatclipsinbox@flamesnation.ca. We get those emails every week, and we'll get into it. Great Clips, more than 4,400 hair salons throughout the U.S. and Canada. Great Clips is the world's largest hair salon brand and official hair salon of the NHL. Locally owned and operated, salons are open 7 days a week, and they know that your time is valuable. Use the Great Clips check-in app, see the wait time, check in on your phone, and get your haircut when you want. You can opt in to receive a ready next text alert by simply checking a box. You'll be notified when the estimated wait time reaches 15 minutes and it's time to head to the salon. For more info, go online, greatclips.com. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Little Great Clips, let's go take a look at it. This is from Chad in Coaldale.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, Pinder, I am looking to book some tickets for Calgary FC. Myself and my kids aged 12, 14, and 16. Can you offer some advice on a good section to book, things to do there before, during, and after to get the full experience?
Yeah. Cavalry gets started with a Canadian Championship game next Tuesday, and the official season home opener is next Sunday. So a big week coming up for them after they get back from Ottawa this weekend. Now, the beauty of Cavalry is each 4 sides of the field, very different seating arrangement. They have the snooty champagne and salmon section on one, the regular grandstand, which is great, the crazy hooligans at one end, and then the far side of that is your family zone. I'll get you the numbers of the section, but the little grassy knoll with the plastic seats, parents can sit, kids roll around in the grass. It's perfect for families. It's awesome.
Yeah, really good.
And even the grandstand is awesome.
Yes. And if you want to get a taste of the hooligans, but not actually have their spit land on you, that section at the end of the grandstand, perfect for that.
The red smoke will waft by you, but you don't need to be right in the middle of it.
That's right. Your clothes will not be ruined.
Yeah, that's right. Now, earlier this week on the Pinder Report, we had a video of a raccoon who was enjoying life, going up and down a auger on in a farmyard. And now the auger, again, we don't need to get into it, but Rhett and I were kind of concerned. Well, how is this? What is going on here? Because this raccoon, he's going into the auger at the bottom, all the way up, and then he's dropping out, landing on the ground, and then doing it over again, like it's some kind of a friggin' carnival ride. And it's, how is this working? If it's got the auger thing that's moving it up. Well, we had a couple people chime in, but I take remember Bill? Oh, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
He was the winner of our barn burner experience. Sat with us in studio, went and had lunch.
What a
shot the old poop. This is from Bill Bomer. Thought I'd help out where I can. The auger was probably a conveyor auger, not the conventional flighting auger that the raccoon was taking a ride on. Thanks from Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Sent from a John Deere, so you know that's got to be.
Now, Bill, just a quick note there. First off, thanks for the answer. Secondly, it's been a long time since we ate all those cookies your wife baked. They were the best ever. You can't just tease us like that. We got the empty containers here just reminding us how good they were when we sat down with you a couple months ago. Not making this shit up, Bill.
Mama Bill.
You can't show us that and then take it away.
Yeah. Appreciate the auger info.
Yeah.
And you can auger us some cookies. Let's get going.
That's right. Belt drive, whatever.
Conveyor auger.
Yeah. Another one. This is from Rob. Hey guys, is the show ending? We're getting these every. We're getting these pretty much.
I mean, everything ends. What are you talking about? We're all going to die.
Do we have a show update? Do we know it? Because the Flame season's over now. What are the
boss? Are we ending the show? What do you think? 12:15 today in the show? No, a little earlier.
Yeah, 12:15.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Short week next week.
Short week.
Okay. Is it really?
Wednesday.
Yeah, okay.
Very short.
Yeah, good to know. This one comes in from Sean. Just wondering what model of Douglas mattress you guys were sent, assuming the
Ooh.
highest end one. Thanks. Need better sleep. So that's from Sean.
Well,
In fact,
you're
Sean,
starting in the right place.
I don't know that it was. I think mine was the just your standard king size Douglas mattress.
Yeah, we didn't have to go super fancy, and it's awesome. I'm a big fan. My wife, more importantly, a huge fan.
Yeah,
And so there's levels above this. That's I'm impressed.
I am too. Now I don't know if the Douglas.ca/FlamesNation. I don't know if that link still works, but I'd give it a go.
I would too.
I'd give it a go and see how that goes, and give it get some better sleep. Get some better sleep.
Calgary Nationals.
This one coming in from Dean's Youngblood.
Jeez.
Hashtag great clips. Who's got your vote as the Flames MVP this season?
Oh, it's actually kind of hard.
There's some candidates.
No,
sure
Sweeger.
are. I mean, he's absolutely a finalist. I think everyone have him top three.
Who's better?
You could say Kadri, given that he baptized Zeri and Pospisil.
Zeri and Pospisil carried that guy.
So when it's playing with Kuzmenko and somebody else and they're scoring. No, I mean, they all deserve credit. I think we forget how good Jacob Markstrom was because we've seen this team.
Now you have to have the whole season. You don't get to take the last month off and go.
Correct. But I don't know
1-7.
that at the time of the trades, there was no more valuable.
No one asked you who's the best player up to the trade deadline.
Correct. What I'm saying is he was better than everyone else by a significant margin at that
Not
point.
Mackenzie Weegar. He's
Okay.
a stud.
It's your
Always
boy. You've
loved
been
him.
backing him since he got here. That's right.
52.
Mackenzie Weegar averaged 22.56 in ice time. 23.50 is the average for Rasmus Anderson, but I don't think there's any question that Weegar had the better season. 20 goals, 17 of them at even strength, I believe.
Impressive number.
52 points in 82 games. And now Coleman had a fine year.
Yep.
I think that's a harder one. I don't think the Markstrom one I get for sure, but I'm kind of with Rhett and Kadri, yeah. But
Those would be the four. And I wouldn't quibble much. They've all had excellent years. And
No, you wanted to quibble with me.
well, you said it was a no-brainer. I was trying to say there's lots of candidates. That's all. You know who I am. I can't not quibble, God damn it.
yeah, you're a
Totally
quibbler.
quibbled.
Yeah.
Totally quibbled. I don't want to
Yeah.
quibble. Yeah, you do. You love
Hall
to
of
quibble.
Fame quibbler.
You're a quibbler.
What happened there? Did Jack have to go take
Well, Jack
over?
got a coffee.
Whatever
and
he did, he didn't get me a
now
goddamn
my
coffee.
monitor
God.
thing is off. I
Jack,
don't
get
know.
over here.
I could have snot running down my
Monitor,
face.
coffee, let's go. Selfish.
This is from Jan. Hey, John, what are the odds the Flames draft Iginla?
I looked on Betway, can't find any.
Nothing yet?
Tough
Yeah.
to get odds there. Tough to get odds because they can't draft a Ginla if somebody else.
If he's taken, they can't
Yeah,
draft
he's
him. I
gone.
don't believe you can do that. I think in the CFL they've drafted a dead guy before, but once the guy's taken, you can't. Not this year's
He's
draft.
not available.
Yeah. But the odds of him being available and that they would take him, I mean, I don't think it's outlandish at all. I think that's probably
50,
somewhere
50.
somewhere, I'd say a third, 50%. Because there's a chance he might not be there, and there's a chance that he is, but it's like, oh shit, this D-man said we love him. We got to take him.
Do we know now because the 82 game, because we got to do a draft lottery yet?
Yeah.
Do we know what kind of
Odds.
what are the odds that they move out of that spot?
They have a 5% chance of getting up to first. They could also fall back to 10th
It's 1 in 20, Dean.
if the team that behind them moves up. They could fall to 11th if the two teams win the lottery behind them. That would be incredibly improbable.
Yeah.
So they're probably, like, I would suggest 95% chance or 90% chance of picking ninth.
Picking ninth. So let's assume that it is 9, and let's assume that Tej Iginla is available. That would be the question. If available,
Yeah.
at the 9 spot, what would the odds be?
I would think it'd be pretty reasonable, probably better than 50%. But
I'm with you.
again, it's all it takes is one team to love him or one guy that you didn't think was going to slide you that gets there. It's going to be a great draft for that. There's really no consensus from 2 till 9.
What do you think, Brad?
I said 50-50.
Yeah.
So
It's just sitting on the fence, won't pick a side.
It's hard to break it down.
Because people will ask, is it a good thing? You don't want him to play in there. What's your?
I have no concern. I've said it. I don't give a shit about. Oh, it's going to be stressful and hard on him.
It's the NHL.
He's built for it. He's not going to be stressed out because his dad played here and it's going to affect his game. I
would hope not. Yeah.
I truly don't believe that.
You're going to be a top 10 NHL draft pick. There's going to be a certain amount of pressure no matter where you go.
Yeah.
And you could just as easily debate it might make things easier for him because his old man was here. There's just.
And you either believe he can do it or he can't. It has nothing. It's not that to me is not part of the conversation. The conversation is what else is available.
Is he the best
player?
player?
Is he the best player? And he's not a center or a defenseman. And you are shitty at both those spots.
Yeah. So Berkeley Catton is a forward that might slide to them there. And he had a monster season. We're talking 116 points in 68 games, 54 goals. He's played center, but the question is, will he play center as a pro? Is he going to be one of those smaller centers like a Point or like a Suzuki, or is he a guy that flourishes on the wing? And that'll change how teams have him ranked. But like, there's a guy that you'd put in the same box as a Ginla potentially. If you think he ends up as a winger, if he's a center, you probably got to keep him ahead. I don't know. There's lots and then if one of those 5 D-men slides, they're going to look hard at that.
Yeah. Exciting.
Both.
Go get more picks, like you said.
Get both.
I think Red said the other day, if Connie's a good GM at all and doesn't deserve to be fired, he'll have gotten another pick in the top 10. So
he'll get a Ginla and somebody else as well. So it's cake. I need it too. This is a very important question.
Oh.
Do you guys like to get recognized on the street? What do we do when we see you? A silent nod of approval, a selfie, or buy you a drink?
Well, Dean likes hugs. I know that.
Yeah. What's the protocol?
First of all, a couple things. You're not going to see Dean on the street.
That's right.
It's
going to be costly.
Very rare.
It's the totalitarian solar eclipse again. Like it is a
Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Haley's Comet type.
Wow.
shit.
If maybe you work the hot dog thing at Costco. That's otherwise fat chance.
Yeah. But even when I go to Costco, it's mustache and wigs and stuff. Okay, come on.
Deep undercover.
With Pinder, you buy him a drink because you're going to see him at the pub.
Yeah, that's the thank you.
Yeah. And don't even think about slowing me down because I'm so busy at working at things. I just don't have time to stop.
He's very busy. Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm on the go.
On the go.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the go. He's moving and shaking. Tomorrow he'll be in a different country, different place. He's traveling, man.
Sure is.
All over.
My barn burner blonde is arriving in the mail today, along with an assortment of other brews from Origin.
Nice.
Should I drink it all at once or spread it out to savor it?
No,
you don't know how much you bought.
Drink it all at once and then get another shipment started as you're drinking.
You just always want to have one in transit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's arriving today. Would you not want to christen the playoffs just by right as opening puck drop goes with the triple B?
The big human was chugging them last night.
I bet you he likes them.
Delicious.
They're very good beers. I'm proud of the work Origin did that we have nothing to do with.
Yeah. But today's Friday, so you're going to want to have one on a Friday.
Yeah, that's true.
Then tomorrow is playoff, so you're going to want to do that. And then Sunday, we rolled through. It's an all-day sucker of just playoff game after game.
Four games. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get another order. That's probably the
Handsome Dan needs to get back on the
HD.
web there. Yeah, keep it going. Originbrewing.ca is the website. If you would like to have some Barn Burner Blonde delivered to you by mail or whatever, or by all means, check out our socials. You'll be able to go and pick it up at various locations in central and southern Alberta and Calgary.
I've also heard the Mexican lagers on tap of the ship. Not going to take your word for it. Going to have to go see that for myself.
Yeah, could you do some recognizance?
Yeah, some capital J journalism. I'll do some hard research.
Yeah. From Doug, I got 2 13-year-old boys in town for a tournament. Our game is not till 8:45 p.m. Where should I take them for a later lunch?
8:45 p.m.
You got to take them to Spalumbo's to see all the jerseys. That's like sporting lore. I mean, if you're up in the Northwest, you obviously go Mad Rose, but I mean,
it depends. Yeah, what quadrant of the city you're in.
But if you're near downtown at all, Spalumbo's is pretty cool if you got young sports fans.
And they got a sandwich.
Well, that's what I mean.
They may not even know the jerseys are on there when they're knee deep into a Spalumbo special.
So good.
God almighty. I once saw Rhett at Tyrrell Museum. Didn't say hi because he was giving his kid shit heading into the cafeteria.
Discipline.
That's
Some people
beautiful.
don't discipline their kids, and they turn out like a-holes. And so
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid that.
You don't want a pinder. You don't want to raise a pinder.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. I once saw Red at Old Cowboys. He was having a time, so I didn't say hi. See, a lot of people see you. They don't know how to approach you. They don't know what to do.
He was
I'm very
wearing
personal. If I was at Cowboys, I was very personable.
Saran wrap bikini, so I didn't say hi.
Yeah. I saw McCarty at Coyotes with his band. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I saw Gretzky at a game once. You're going to see people when you go out. That is going to happen for sure.
I saw Harvey the Hound with the Dome the other day.
Yeah. Good stuff. Do you remember what went wrong at the was the kid
Cafeteria.
trying to climb a dinosaur, or what was he trying
God,
to?
who knows? It was
Could have been years ago.
Terrell.
Anything.
It is years ago
Yeah,
because
you're out of dinosaur age.
We didn't go during COVID, and I've been gone for 2 years, so that's minimum of 4 or 5 years ago. So
I feel like 3 to 8 years of age is like max.
and I had 3 kids,
or
3 to 8 years
infatuation,
old that were
so,
there, so it would
yeah.
have been a real
This one here coming in from Noah. Fellas, now that the Flames are done, I need to get behind a team. Who am I rooting for to go all the way?
Okay, so I was asking myself this today, and it's really tough because the Flames get the conditional second rounder from Vegas if they win, right? But if they don't, it's still a third, if I'm correct, right? And then Dallas, if they were to get all the way to the Cup final, you would get a third. But if they don't, you get nothing. So would you rather have the 1 second, or would you rather have 2/3? And then there's Vancouver, where you get a fourth that goes to a third. I don't think there's a clear-cut answer. If we had Vegas against Edmonton, it's very easy. We did not get that last night.
And it's unfortunate because you're getting screwed out of one of them.
Yes.
With this series.
Yes.
Because alternatively, you could have had at least Vegas to win a round, and then maybe you don't go. But then Dallas, you could have had both come.
You could have got all 3 conditional picks. Now you can't.
Yeah.
LA has won, Colorado has won. I can't cheer for Edmonton. Vancouver, I can't cheer for.
Mm-hmm. Do we have
Toronto, I can't cheer for.
That's the way you do it.
The Panteros.
I'm from the Panthers. I could cheer for.
They're fun too.
I can't cheer for Tampa. They've won too much.
This is how Rhett does, and it's a good thing to use. It's a good. You work backwards rather than working forwards. Who am I going to cheer for? Well, who can't you cheer for?
Yeah.
And let's get down to whatever's left. And
what would you hate the least is really what you're asking.
Yeah, I mean, the Islanders aren't going to win, so I don't need to waste my time with that.
What about Rod the Bod?
Washington, no thank you. Rod the Bod, I like him, but then they have to beat Florida, so I can't cheer for them. The Rangers I actually like because I like when the big city, the Big Apple's buzzing. So the Rangers are Florida out east and Winnipeg out west.
Look at you. Winnipeg.
Yeah. Small town.
You've been hard on Winnipeg over the years.
Well, we're hard on her. I'm from Saskatoon. I'm not easy on Saskatoon. It's a dump.
Is Saskatoon a dump? That's not very
Summers are nice.
Yeah.
Nice summers. Lakes. Access to the lakes.
Bugs?
The odd bug. Yeah, there's different.
Yeah,
different seasons. Mosquitoes are always there, but there's the horse fly.
Better in August. Yeah. Less bugs in August.
So now, just so and because we'll wrap it up here, that's just for your taste. You yourself as a hockey fan and who you like. It's not necessarily who you think is going to win, but you can envision yourself cheering and having a legit investment in that.
Absolutely.
Pinder for you?
I mean, whoever's playing Edmonton is going to be top of the power rankings.
That's true.
As soon as they're gone, we're going to have to find someone. I don't really have a soft spot for anyone else. I love the Avs because it's just, well, how have they done it? They've made really smart moves. They have high-end superstars. They're an exciting team to watch. They've got a bunch of Calgarians there. I know Logan O'Connor's hurt, but Cale Makar, bring him home in 2027 for the new rink. I'm kind of partial to the Avs, I guess.
All right. What about you, Jack? We know that your heart is still broken somewhat from the Penguins and that an incredible run right to the finish. For you, who can you legitimately who will your heart allow you to get invested in?
Last year it was Florida. I think again with Florida. I love Kachuk. I love his game. Bennett as well. Miss those guys here. And when those guys are doing well, that trade looks even worse every year. So
They are so greasy, guys. Like,
Yeah.
there is no one that can hang with the level of grease that Florida rolls with. Like Kachuk, we saw here. Bennett in the playoffs,
Yeah.
the old man strength. He can be a prick to play against. Lomberg is an absolute maniac flying around, pissing everyone off. Nick Cousins might be the greasiest dirtbag rat in the
He's
league.
maybe the most hated guy, right?
And
He's-
Jonah Gadjevich is just a big guy that'll fight too. Like, they absolutely are the greasiest team out there.
Yeah, they love it.
And so's Jack. It's a good fit. Grease.
Greasy, yeah.
We'll
Not
go
in
to the
hockey
finals
sense,
when my
but just-
kid wants to go. You can come.
Yeah, once they
Right.
get to the final, Ritz kid will be
Yeah.
in on the Panthers too.
There you go. That will do it for the Great Clips inbox today. Great Clips, it's going to be great again. Get the Great Clips check-in app. You'll be able to see the wait time, check in on your phone, get your haircut when you want, get the Ready Next text alert. It'll let you know when there's about 15 minutes to go. You head to the salon. Great Clips, it's going to be great. Thank you, Great Clip. Only 4,400 hair salons throughout the U.S. and Canada.
Feels like a lot.
It's a
They
lot.
must know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a lot. You mentioned Mad Rose. It's playoff time. Why not Mad Rose Pub? We've told you about the food. We've told you about the service. We've told you about the location. We've told you about the patio and the roof and the whole thing. If you've still neglected to get there, 15 Royal Vista Place. It's Mad Rose Pub in Royal Oak. They've been an OG with us in Barn Burner. 20 beers on tap, kid-friendly Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Perfect.
And the food, truly, the spot is great, but for us, I think the food is what separates this from another pub you're going to go and watch sports at. The food is awesome, and some of these places, like I don't, it's a great feel, good vibe, and it's never empty. Place is
Buzzing.
jumping, yeah. Place
Buzzing.
is always buzzing. So by all means, check it out. And even if you want the menu, madrose.pub is their web.
Yeah.
And maybe get some stuff brought in. And it's rare that you would go to a pub to get food delivered, but this is one of the rare exceptions because Mad Rose does it right.
Now get this. Tonight, fish and chips on special. And then Saturday with your playoff slate, cheeseburger and fries, $15. Sunday, 25% off the full order of nachos. 4 playoff games, nachos, kid-friendly. Oh!
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I think we're ready for some picks.
Are we ready to make some
We've
picks?
done enough flapping of our gums. We couldn't make picks prior to today. At least the series weren't set. Couldn't do it. On the final day of the regular season, the last 2 pieces of the puzzle were put together. They were dropped in.
Placed.
You're the jigsaw. Hold on.
I'm
What
the,
else?
I'm the jigsaw. Hold on, I should draw. So we'll do our bets today. Our picks for Betway, and with Betway, you get a free bet up to $200 if your first bet loses. Go and create a new account, then scan the QR code that is on the screen. Redeem your bonus there. Place a bet, no minimum amount required. If that bet loses, you get a refund of up to $200. You then use that money to bet on your favorite sports. This offer is only available outside of Ontario. Betway, join the action and bet the responsible way with Betway. So there you go. Well, we'll just dive right into it. We've elected here not to give games, although do we get bonus points? Any bonus points if we want to throw them in? I'm not sure. But Retro, walk us through the picks for round number 1.
Well, there's always upsets, right?
Yes, there are.
There are always upsets. And I can't have Tampa beat Florida, so I went with Florida. There's no way the Islanders are going to beat Carolina. I just think Carolina's too good. So I got Carolina beating the Islanders. And the Rangers will stomp Washington. I'm sorry. I just can't see that being a series of – I'm sad that Washington's even in there. Now, traditionally, I cannot find it in my heart to cheer for Toronto, but Boston blew it last year. I think they're fragile. They've got good goaltending, but Toronto's got some great offensive players. I'm going to go with a slight upset here. I think Toronto's going to battle through and get through Boston and make all those Leaf fans happy.
I am floored.
I know.
That's
out
a
of character.
stunning development.
Yeah.
What do you? So it's like 7. It feels like if there's an upset there for Toronto, it's probably got to go Got to go deep. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not going to be a sweep, that's for sure. So, but we didn't have to pick games.
Yeah, I think
so
that's
How about it?
if you want to call it long or short, that feels like long series all over, doesn't it, fellas?
And then is this the East or the West? Because Nashville's in there. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Okay.
Let's defer to our boss, Jack.
So out west, Colorado is a juggernaut offensively. I don't like their goaltender. Winnipeg reminds me of teams I've played on. I'm going to go with the Jete. Jets. Nashville, I think they're more battle tested. I don't know how I'm finding this in my brain, but yes, they're more battle tested. They've been hot the second half. Vancouver's going to be shaky, and they're too young, haven't done it. It's not their year. Nashville gets through Vancouver.
Whoa.
Edmonton and LA. I absolutely can't cheer for Edmonton, so it's LA.
Yeah,
even
they're
though
due.
I'm not
They're
sure.
due, guys.
And I think Dallas is great. I think Vegas won last year. They played good. I don't think Hill's going to be able to duplicate what he did last year. And I think that Dallas is a juggernaut for the rest of the playoffs all the way through.
Wow.
So I guess you wouldn't call Winnipeg an upset because they've got home ice.
They
But
are
I feel like across the board,
yeah.
that would be an upset pick by
I-
many.
Yeah. Vegas has Colorado as favorites despite starting on the road.
Yeah.
But it's, again, a pretty slight margin. And yeah, so you're kind of on the Vancouver stage fright vibe where it's just like, this is new for all these guys.
Yep.
I worry about it. Like, I think they're a much better team, but
I think Brunette's a hell of a coach too. And I think coaching will matter.
we talked about the 2018-19 Flames, I think it was, where they won the West and Colorado just came in and steamrolled. They didn't even know what hit them.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, who we're going to get round 2 and this and that. It's like, Cale
Oh,
McCarr
right.
shows up. It was just like, oh, expectations, tough.
Those are pretty good.
Retro might be talking me into this.
No. You can't.
No.
No, I'm not changing my pick. I'm just because I do have Vancouver winning, but you throw all of that in, and again, who the hell knows? But Nashville was deadly down the stretch.
They really were.
And that kind of shit galvanizes teams. And they were coming back in some of those near the end. No business winning, find a way to win. Score late, get it to win. That's the kind of, and yeah, you want to be hot going into the playoffs. But I think for a team like Nashville, like you mentioned with Brunette, that brings teams together. And can you envision Lindholm being quiet? Yep. Can you envision Pettersson maybe being quiet? Yep. I can wrap my head around it. Well, you know what? Good rationale there, Retro. I like that.
Spent a lot of time on it last night. I got in the sauna and I meditated.
I don't need to know about the sauna. Here's my picks.
Bath.
Yep. Boston, Toronto. I am going to go with Boston. If anything, I wonder if last year's first rounder has them extra sharp going into this year. No sleeping. Swayman versus Toronto this year. He was 3-0 with a 1.30 goals against. The Bruins have owned them. And I just think if there's baggage here, it's on the Toronto side. Willie Nylander has not been good the last 2+ weeks. Anyway, I'll take Boston there. Florida, they're grungy, they're dirty, and they feel like a playoff team. It could go the distance, but I'll take the Panthers over the Lightning. I'm with you. I don't think the Islanders will hang with Carolina, and I don't think Washington will hang with the Rangers. Winnipeg, Colorado, I got the Jets. 7 games. Could be a 7-gamer here, but I will take the goaltending to be the difference in this series, which isn't nothing, but I don't know
this time of year.
Just
almost everything.
Nashville, Vancouver. I've got Vancouver, but I don't know. I did take Edmonton, although you hate to do it, but I think that the Oilers.
Dean, could you just really quickly give yourself a shovel for that?
Yeah,
just because I don't think you're wrong, but just
what's wrong?
You can
just give yourself a
but
shovel. You're picking Edmonton.
ignorant.
Well, I didn't know it was.
Oh my God.
Okay. And then Dallas, Vegas. Yes, I think Dallas is real good. I think they're going to be a son of a gun to get 4 wins against here in any given series, at least where we sit now. So those are my picks for today.
All right. I like Toronto a lot here, guys. I don't know why, but teams can't win and they're not winners until they are. We heard it with a lot of these teams. It was Washington. It was Kessel. It was the Sharks. They actually never did win, so maybe that's not the best example. But I just look at the depth down the middle. The Leafs will have a significant advantage here. They haven't played Boston well. I don't care. It's kind of like prove it or break this thing up for the Leafs, and I think it's proven time. Don't love Boston if Charlie Coyle and Pavel Zacha have to outplay Austin Matthews and Tavares and Nylander. But again, better goaltending. I'm with you on that, Dean. I got Toronto here. Battle of Florida. I got the upset special. You know who cares about the regular season? Not the Tampa Bay Lightning. I love Florida. I think this is our best first-round series of the opening round. And I just think it's a steely veteran. We've done it before. High-end skill group in Tampa. Should be fun.
I think it's a bad matchup for the Panthers, actually.
Yeah, and it's one of those series where I could talk myself on either side. Like half of these feel like that. 3/4 of them. Islanders, Carolina, not close. Canes romp. Rangers, maybe even worse. If I see one sweep, it's Rangers, Washington. It's a 91-point team, guys, that kind of backed in, that's been living on a power play and not good unless there's certain circumstances. Washington's a mirage, boys. It's Rangers all the way in that one. Like Colorado, high-end skill. It's not like they've had mediocre goaltending and not won a cup in the last 2 years. They have. Nashville falls in Vancouver. I think they're steely enough. They might get a bit of a scare here, but it's a better team. And Tocchet will be the steady hand that gets them through. LA, obviously. Gosh, I mean,
yeah, that's easy.
they're due. They've lost 2 in a row to the Oilers. They're due, guys. They're due.
We're a Flames.
They're due.
Sports. No, we can't
They're
really
due.
cheer for the Oilers.
And I don't know what Vegas looks like. I could certainly see them being awesome. I could also see them looking disjointed. A lot of their best players have not played together yet. I'll take Dallas, who are very, very good. So we are consensus, if I'm correct, on Carolina, New York, Dallas. Everything else we've got
I think so, yeah.
split picks.
Yep.
What about Jack? Did Jack do picks?
No, I did not.
Pittsburgh's out.
Jack,
All right,
just rip
well,
right through. What do you got?
Walk us through it. Give us
I'll
your
write them
picks.
down for you.
Okay. Toronto over Boston.
Yep.
Hey, this is tough.
Yeah, this one's
Florida
so
over Tampa, but it's close.
Okay.
Carolina will sweep the Islanders. I think the Rangers are frauds, but Washington's the worst playoff team ever. Rangers.
How much of this is the Penguins?
A little bit. I
affiliation?
think Washington's so bad.
They're really bad.
Yeah, they're not great.
They've just had a bunch of 1-goal game horseshoe up their ass. Charlie Lindgren, come on now.
I'll take Winnipeg, Vancouver, LA for the fellas, and Dallas. I think Dallas wins the cup.
Consensus remains the same. Dallas, Carolina, New York, all picked by all of us.
There you go.
Sorry about that second rounder, Connie, that Vegas was going to get you.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things. We're not upset. Vegas one. Oh, second.
Yeah.
That would be great if we were wrong and the Flames got a second
Got
rounder.
a second. I'll take being wrong.
It's a bit of a happiness hedge there. Was that the Walker thing? He'd always bet against his favorite team, and then he's like,
I don't
they
know
won
what-
money.
no,
Every team won.
Guy's an
His
idiot.
thing was if he picked a team and they lost, it was still the right pick.
Oh yeah, he would.
Whatever his pick was, it was the right pick.
Wow, the Sharps are on this money. That's
It was
that's
still
too
the right-
chalky over there. Yeah.
It was still the right pick, but it didn't win. Well, yeah, but I mean, it was the right pick.
It's the right pick.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Now, just between us, Betway, bet the responsible way with Betway. With that QR code, this is the time to do it. If you haven't already, not only is it because you got the QR code and the bonus here, but it's playoffs. Free bet of up to $200 if your first bet loses. Create the account, QR code on your screen, redeem the bonus. You place your bet. If you lose that first bet, you'll get a refund of up to $200 back. You can use that to then bet on your favorite sports. Offer only available outside of Ontario. Now, just between us girls, this is not going on the thing. What do you really think about the Oilers-Kings series? Like, is there enough there for the Kings? Are they going to be able to, or what?
I hope there is.
I haven't been super impressed with them as of late. It's Talbot and Riddick.
They defend very well.
They do.
But if they don't get leads in this series, it's short. If they get leads, they make your life miserable.
They got Dubois, PL3.
Yeah.
PLD, that's your boy, yes.
PL3, yeah.
Yep. Pierre-Luc Letourneau LeBlanc. That's
PL3,
it,
it's his third team. Pierre-Luc
Pierre-Luc Letourneau LeBlanc. His secret
Letourneau
weapon.
LeBlanc.
Unlocked.
Great flame. Yeah, great flame. Great flame.
What you talking about?
Nice. Love it. Either way, we're
Now,
excited.
look, I think they were like to stay with us gals here, not let this get on the internet.
Yeah, right. Just between us.
They weren't favored against the Oilers in either of the last two series, if I'm correct, and they still like made them grind the hell through those. Like Edmonton did not come out of those like fresh daisies. They were those were wars. I expect the same. I think the Kings are better. I think the Oilers are better. I have big question marks at both teams' goaltending. I think the Kings' defense is better. I think the Oilers' offense is better.
I think he can get to Skinner.
Vegas did.
Skinner.
Well, he'll have that Game 82 tune-up to lean on.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. Cal Tire, whether you're an owner or operator, have a small fleet of trucks, Cal Pro Plus is the dedicated tire program just for you. Free program provides access to exclusive deals and savings, a price match guarantee, flexible financing options, and preferred pricing on everything that you drive, including your family's vehicles. Additionally, dedicated member support is on hand to answer questions, recommend and source the best tires for your application and budget. Across the network of 260 plus stores, Cal Tire, there to help with your tire program so you can just focus on the road ahead. Sign up for free. Did I tell you it was free?
Jeez.
CalProPlus.com. That's CalProPlus.com. One free flat repair per year, deals on Bridgestone and Firestone, online deals. Recommend what kind of tread and compound you need for the vehicle that you're driving and the conditions that you're in.
Those are the other Stone brothers, Bridge and Fire, not Mark and Mike.
Yeah, that's right. KalProPlus.com is the website there. I see Jack's called up a video here. It can be embarrassing, when you have maybe you're in a public setting, you're around other people, and sometimes, especially for guys our age, dudes, the body's just going to do what it's going to do. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's supposed to.
This is sorry, Jack. This is Trent Baalke of the obviously the Jacksonville Jaguars having a little press conference. Listen closely.
Couple of days going through, Coach and I haven't sat down and gone through the final board yet.
Just rolled with it.
Still got a couple of days going through, Coach and I haven't sat down and gone through the final board yet.
Kind of outs himself, doesn't he?
He does. But you know what? Well done. You could just blow past it and pretend that it was what was it? Must have been something on the line. It was some static, some electricity, something come up there. And I do wonder too, was it a fart or was it a bubble? Because sometimes when you have to
the inner bubble,
when you have to when you gotta go, and Rhett, you've had to go this week numerous times, it'll just kind of your guts are going to tell you, hey, buddy, TikTok, let's do this. I wonder if it was a bubble.
Bubs. The bubs are hard to pick up on the mic, though.
Usually they are. It can happen.
Like you feel loud, but for the microphone, the fart rarely comes in clean where the bubble's hard to hear.
Anyway,
Good
tease to your hoop there, Trent Baalke. Time for the PInder Report. Presentation of Village Honda. It's used vehicles. You know what they got for the full selection of new. But if you're looking for pre-owned, all makes, all models, all budgets, 90 units on site, 500 more inside the dealership group. You talk to your salespeople and tell them what it is that you're after. You a car, you a truck, nothing. You don't see it on the lot. They're going to find it for you within the dealership group. Over 500 vehicles to choose from. Village Honda is your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. In the Northwest Auto Mall, they are worth the trip, as we've told you. And Village Honda with the PInder Report.
Thank you, Dean, on the final PInder Report of the week as we head into the playoffs and put the wrap on a Calgary Flames 82-game regular season with our pal Cammie. Who does she think she is? Wearing sunglasses on YouTube? What the hell? And Mike Gold put a bow on this thing.
More Mackenzie Weegar for the people. More in the community, more on the ice, more of him in front of the camera. He's funny, frank, and seems like a guy that fans should want helping to steer this team in a new era. And as we mentioned earlier, there's the 20 goals, and he's the first Flames player since Mark Giordano in 2015-16 to hit 20 goals. And with 17 even strength this season, he passed Al MacInnis for the most among defensemen in a single season. Legendary company. And I did go back to see when they started tracking blocked shots, but according to the Flames, Uyghur is the first player in NHL history to score 20 and block 200 shots in a season. They started tracking blocked shots back in 05-06.
The vibes are immaculate, baby.
Yeah,
It's true. What a hell of a season. It's Rhett's
Love
MVP. Supporter since day one.
I always loved that guy. I was so pumped when they got him here.
I do enjoy the glasses. Lean into it. Let's go.
Gabby's got a great sense of humor.
Shit,
And we've been missing her on
like it.
Afterburner. She's been so busy with the WHL playoffs, but she came in
Yeah.
last night to put a bow on the season. Thank you to her and Mike and everyone else that's done a great job on Afterburner, including in the Dome fellas, Mike Gold, as well as Kent Wilson, us three, and we even had early in the fall some other people helping out. That what Danny Austin did a few games, Julie McKenzie did a game. So big shouts to everyone. It's a long year. We couldn't have done 82 without the help of a lot of people, including Jacko 76 out of the 82. Wild applause, Dunya.
Good job, Jackie boy.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Okay. By the way, as you heard Cammy allude to, the 20-goal season from the blue liner, Al MacInnis did it an obscene amount of times. 6. He's so dirty. McInnes's numbers just don't make sense. You're like, what? How is this?
Stay back and defend for a while. Al.
Paul Reinhart had 23. Gary Suter had 21 and 23. Gio hit it in his Norris year, 15-16, I believe. And then Neon Dion, 20 in 05-06, his rookie season. If you have forgotten and you only saw Senators, Leafs, Kings FNUF, a rookie defenseman with thunderous checks that were making highlight reels every other night were combined with 20 goals as a first-year defender.
Crushing people.
Destroying people. That was a weapon.
Noof.
Weegs joins that group. It doesn't take long for the harsh realities of the business to set in, especially for, Dustin Wolf and Ilya Solovyov and Matt Coronado, Adam Klapka. Klapka, by the way, tried to fight and scored in this game. I warned you about his fighting.
Yeah,
I love how keen he is, but the rest was really not good. They're back down to join the Wranglers, who are a 7 seed in the Pacific Division. The 1 will get a bye. It looks like 7-2 will be the opening round. They've got a couple games against Abbotsford to close out the regular season, and we may indeed see Samuel Honzek make his AHL debut this weekend. We'll see.
Nice.
Wolf back down helps. We know that. Wolfman.
Clap.
Okay, well, there's no more inverse standings, boys. We have everything solidified. So where the hell are the Flames? Well, right below the Salt Lake Soakers or the Utah Blizzard or whatever they're calling them, there's Ottawa in the 7-hole, Seattle 8, and the Calgary Flames finish 9th from the bottom, giving them a 5% swing at getting first overall and the prohibitive number 1, Macklin Celebrini. Is that the right way to use prohibitive?
Prohibitive? I don't think so.
No, it's
Definitive.
Definitive. Prohibitive is like you'd block.
Preventative.
Preventative. The proclivity, the
prohibition.
Propensity.
You don't want
prohibition would have been a tough time for me.
Yeah, you would not be happy.
Productivity would be way too high.
We'd be in jail.
5% And then, of course, there's a very small chance that a team behind them would be able to. Yeah, why not, Jack? Let's give it a couple spins. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. Oh, Jack, we're not doing any other spins. I said 1 and 1 only. That is awesome. That's how you go in the weekend, fellas.
Look at that.
That's how you go in the weekend.
You know what? Conray's a good person. Give him some. Imagine the work that guy had to do all year. Give him something.
He's a clean boy. Wash your own damn sheets. Back and celebrating would fit well in this roster, dude. Be real good.
Yeah, be good.
Good.
Then you got to find a way to get into the top 12 to get Tej, and away you go.
Easy peasy.
Put shovels in the ground and start playing on the parade route.
Yeah.
Easy.
95% chance that doesn't happen, but
poopy
Where's
pants.
this
Thanks.
negativity?
Thanks.
well, I would just
Thanks for the sky dump.
Oh, all right, fine, Mr. Numbers.
you know how I am with numbers, and so
You sure it's not 9.5? Okay, anyway. Vegas and LA were fighting tooth and nail for who could win against a really shitty team and go to Edmonton. Well, it looked like both were going to lose. Somehow Vegas lost to Anaheim, and Chicago was ahead on the LA Kings. And with 1:21 remaining, Vic Arvidsson's second of the night tied it. That single point with the Vegas final result already in put them into the 2-3 matchup at the Pacific. It'll be the Kings and Oilers, as we've noted again, for the third year in a row. 2 years ago, a 7-game series where the Kings had a 3-2 lead they blew. Last year, a 6-game series that the Oilers won, and I believe both wins came in overtime for the LA Kings.
Is that 6 seconds left in overtime or 6
No,
seconds?
6 seconds in. Right, dropped the puck, Kempe zip, but it didn't matter. It was already, it wasn't going to change in the standings. But Kempe
I'm
was
not
like,
worried
let's
about
get
the
out of here.
standings.
Let's
I
get on the
think
bus.
Chicago was like, God, do we really have to play overtime right now? Like,
That's how the goalie
it
played
was
it as
face
well.
off,
Yeah.
and somehow I think it was Kopitar that took the draw. It doesn't get an assist on that, but Kempe picks it up, walks around, zing,
Yep, over.
and we go home.
Start the bus. Let's go. Here's your bracket. It's damn good. We've talked about it. Let's have a look. It is salivating, fellas. We've got some major heavyweight tilts. 3 of those 4 series in the West look like they'll be hotly contested. And Rhett's trying to talk us into 4 with Nashville, Vancouver. I'm kind of on side with that being a sneaky good series. Out East, maybe a couple dogs in the Metro, but those Atlantic Division ones might be the best 2 series in round 1. Battle of Florida, and of course, right into the scar tissue of the original 6. Toronto, Boston. It was 3-1. Oh! Love it. Love it. Games, here they come. Saturday, it starts. What time? Well, 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Calgary. Islanders, Canes. Then at night, perfect. 6 o'clock start. Original 6 matchup, Bruins and Leafs. Sunday, a 4-pack. It starts in the morning with the Battle of Florida at 10:30. 1 in the afternoon, Caps and Rangers on Broadway. Then we slide forward. The Western Series get going on Sunday evening. It is the Avalanche in Winnipeg at 5 o'clock. That's your Sunday dinner. And the dessert, Vancouver hosting Nashville. Monday, we'll see the final game ones of each series out west. That'll be Vegas, Dallas at 7:30, and a late start at 8 for the Kings and the Oilers. Couple battling late games on Monday. I don't mind that, Dino. You can jump back and forth, 7:30 to an 8.
And they staggered the early 2 because on Monday you'll have the Leafs Bruins at 5, Islanders Canes at 5:30. So
Yes,
you're
and this is where you don't need intermission panels. We're just jumping back and forth. One game goes to overtime. Oh, cannot wait! Best time of year, friends. Absolute best. Plus, we have the playoff pool tonight to get all the draft. Get all dinged up and pick our horses, have fun, drink some
in
Barbara
the fall
Blondes.
when you have playoff baseball and hockey starting, the NFL's getting that's pretty good too.
That is good. Yeah. But just in terms of like, we're hockey fans.
Yep.
The energy change and the immediate like spike in physicality and intensity of the opening games of round 1, it's just unbelievable.
and it's still not that nice out here. So you're
No,
not
it really
tempted to be
isn't. Yeah.
outside. And there's
No,
every
not here.
night, there's enough games that you're guaranteed you're going to see a hotly contested match somewhere.
Oilers Kings are a rarity, fellas. 3 years in a row where they've played each other in the playoffs. It hasn't happened since it was Edmonton Dallas. Where were you when? 99-01, Dean, when it was the Stars and the Oilers. It was what, the Horkoff era and Marchand. Like that was back and forth. Those are great years.
Yeah. Is that Cujo? Cujo in net against the Stars then, I believe.
Maybe, yeah. Interesting.
Anywho.
Yep, been a while since 3 years in a row. That should be nasty right out of the gate. And if you watch those regular season games, Kings and Oilers, those were chippy as hell. So buckle up. 3 trophies officially getting engraved after last night's close to the regular season. Connor Hellebuck wins the Jennings, a league-low 199 goals allowed by Winnipeg. He plays more than 25 games and gets his name on the trophy. Laurent Brossoit has traveled around a bunch, originally a Flames draft pick, quietly been an excellent understudy in 2 different spells with the Jets.
What did he play? 23, so he doesn't get his name there.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. But again,
poor Larry.
Hellebuck, if a single goalie could have crept into a Hart conversation, it's got to be him. It's just a tough year with Kucherov, McDavid, McKinnon, and obviously Austin Matthews. The goalies winning the Harts.
Love those jerseys.
You like those jerseys?
I do like those jerseys.
Dean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
Because
the thirds, they're not exactly the old ones. I feel like the blue's a little different. Am I right?
Yeah, it's different, but the logo was the
logo.
original for sure.
Correct.
But yes.
Other award given away, it was Kucherov that held off McKinnon and McDavid, who sat a bunch of the last, 4 games. Kuch, 100 assists, joins McDavid this year. No one had done it in ages. It's great company, and he becomes the second Lightning player to get the Art Ross multiple times. Marty St. Louis, pick him up on waivers, would you, if you want him. And McDavid, Sid, Malkin have done it as well. Pretty good. Elsewhere, we knew this was not close. Austin Matthews wins the Rocket Richard goal scoring title by a mile and joins some elite company as a 3-time winner. Look at this list. These are bleeping snipers, Dean. Ovi's won the most goals 8 times. Esposito 6. He had, I believe, 76 goals one year. That's incredible. Bobby Hull, pure sniper. Wayne, the greatest to do it. Gordy, of course. Maurice Richard, the trophy's named after him. Austin Matthews then joins Bure, Lemieux, and Hull. Woo!
Yeah, it's
a guy that could ever catch Ovi. It might be this guy.
And Gretzky, not bad for a guy who was, not really known for a goal.
Yeah, pass first guy, right?
Assists for sure.
Pass first. Yeah, not bad for a pass first guy to lead the league in goals 5 times. Spooky. That's it for trophies. Jack, I believe there's no games in the NHL schedule tonight. I usually send you the schedule. Well, how many non-Flames games tonight do we have?
0.
Thank you, Jack. We'll move along. Cavalry FC in action this weekend. They're off to Ottawa to face Atletico Ottawa, who've had a very big offseason. But soon, friends, they'll be back at Atco Field. Yes, the Foot Soldiers are fired up. Our friend in the Great Clips inbox asked where to sit. It's not that where the man with the smoke is. It's the exact opposite end of the field if you're bringing young children. Those are the 400s. That photo is taken from the 200s, where they are going to be excited. Tuesday, the 23rd, next week, Vancouver FC in a Canadian Championship opening round matchup, and then the regular season opens next Sunday. I believe they host Pacific, who also had a pretty strong team. Best of luck in Ottawa this weekend as they look to get back to 500. They fell 2-1 against Forge last weekend. Got a home opener graphic there? Doesn't matter. All right. Well, let's get into the dumb shit. But before we do that, we got to see how much money Tim Nackey's putting on the felt. This absolute maniac who, like us, has decided to call Calgary home.
It's day 70, going to blackjack and betting 10 cents for every Instagram follower I've got. It is back-to-back milestone days. We're 10 weeks in. We have 860,000 of you with us now and an $86,000 bet coming right up.
Alrighty, here we fucking go. We are going to go 82,000 on the nose, 2K each of the side bets. The side bets are heavy. Thank God we didn't cop this lassie on day 69. She looks a selfish lover. Now I need you to go and be good to me, please, and we will breach 600K for the first time. 6 is bad and 16, it's fucking worse. Oh my God, she's looking to flip me and peg me on day 70. Oh, how the turntables. We will hit this and pray to the goddamn punting lords that we go low. We have gotten away with several of these of late, and I need a 5. Yes! That'll fucking do! Yes! The G-Line curse! Get it fucking out of here! Oh, you little beauty! That's not a pegging, that's a pick on the penis, and I will see you tomorrow! Because we're gonna be betting even more, and Tintin gets it done again!
Jesus.
Whoa.
He's won, that's over 300 grand in the last 2 days. Holy shit.
You know you're on a heater when you're winning 10-6 against dealer 8. Holy. Jack, how are we doing over there?
That's so good.
I'm doing good.
Why don't you start doing that?
What, betting 80 grand ahead?
Yeah.
Well,
You
after
got
you
80
lose the
grand?
first, I don't know. You win the first, it's an easy thing to do, but If you lose the first,
So has anyone gone back and watched? Like, did he actually start with 1,500 and then win, and then all the way up to this?
So he doesn't bet his winnings, right? He bets the followers. So he's only been betting the number of followers, 10 cents each, as he explains at the beginning. But he won this first 4 hands, and that's sort of bankrolled him. And I haven't seen him lose back-to-back days. We saw 3 ties in a row, 3 sister kissers, he called it, the Alabama special. But we haven't seen 2 losses in a row. Must be nice.
That's a massive win. The last 2, he has pulled
16.
it right out. Yeah.
Yes.
It's insane. Aussies are different. We know that. We explained it yesterday. We saw the snake and the spider in the room. But you get a good day in Australia, mate. You're going to love it.
Fuck, it's a good day. Beautiful, mate. Fucking beautiful. Day for it. Dangerous day to be a can. The weather can keep this shit up. Tell you what, that sun's fucking nice. Woo! Fuck yeah!
That's it.
That's it. It's just we're heading into the weekend, boys. If you don't have those vibes, I don't need you around.
Be more Aussie.
Not worried about snakes and spiders, Dean, and what could go wrong. He's excited about the good day he's about to have by cracking a cold one.
Bad day to be a can.
Bad day to be a can.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bad night to be a Barnbird or Blonde can. We're going to demo some of those tonight.
Yeah, might be.
One of the things in Australia I don't think you thought about is deck fires. Now, how did this come to be?
Literally come home. This plant has made like a magnifying glass thing and burnt the table. Has fucking cooked me brand new deck. Absolute dog. Happy Easter, everyone.
It's hot there, guys.
It's
very hot.
Strong.
Well, it's fall there too. That's crazy.
Well, we're the blue sky city, so maybe
I heard that
don't
was an expensive decision, but we decided to be the blue sky city.
Well, if you're going to spend that much, I'm glad you came up with something.
Frickin'
great,
Denshi.
Frickin' Denshi. So keep don't be putting your bouquets out on the deck, I guess, would be the lesson there.
You big jet ski guy, Rhett? Big Sea-Doo guy?
Love it.
Yeah. Can't wait. Just that ice is coming off, Dean, and away we go. That's how you settle a score right there. Oof.
Well, it's a very small body of water. You really couldn't have helped but to run into the one person.
Pretty narrow. Yeah. I don't know there was room for 2 to pass. It's
just a small channel of water. Yeah. Tough.
It's the way she goes. Yeah. Now, anyone like to play practical jokes on their wives? I feel like Rhett would do that with the shoveler. In fact, I think we got this video from one of your kids as you were pretending to change the light bulb here. What is it?
This is why you shouldn't scare your wife.
Working on the light. Oh yeah, that's no.
I'm calling fake. We've seen this lady like 4 times.
It's filmed, like it's definitely ready to be filmed, but it does have some of the staples of the PInder Report. We have a ladder, we have a punch to the groin, and we have someone, getting hurt or at least pretending to get hurt. Fake or real, Dean?
It feels fake. Yeah, you know what it feels like. These are content creators.
Right. Let's see if this is real or fake. This gentleman's on his skateboard, Dean, jumping over a water pipe or a sewage drain, I think.
Oh, fuck.
Wonk. Oh, your leg's going that way. That's
Oh, fuck.
Real or fake, Dean?
AI or I'm gonna go real.
I'm going real there too.
Yeah.
No, you were out at WrestleMania. I don't know if you saw any moves like this, but I believe this is real and not AI. Fire. Blast. Oh my God.
Luckily, wrestling is fake. So
yeah, that is the good news there. Yeah.
No worries
Can't be
about
real.
injuries here.
Yeah. That glass shattering everywhere is also fake. Don't worry about that.
Quite an event.
Yep.
I hope that's the final match because the ring is somewhat
doesn't look ready for more
No.
action. That does seem like a great grand finale.
Tough match to follow.
Another
Right. So now what are you guys going to do to up the ante? That'd be tough.
Right. Let's go to the shoveler. I think she thought it was in drive, this car, and it was actually reverse, which is tough.
Shitty driver.
Oh boy, that's
someone's head that got squished.
I don't know if someone adds the sound effect, but it does sound like a head gets crunched here, Dean. Someone's snapping some celery there for sound effects. Real or fake?
Party gone wrong there.
Yeah.
Something odd here that someone found on the freeway. It doesn't look that interesting until we figure out exactly what it is. So it looks like a big, a gasoline tanker, maybe a cement truck, something. Let's wait till we get closer. Yeah, it's a tanker of sorts. Raining. Oh, look, there's a shopping cart on the back. Huh. How'd that get stuck there? That'd be weird. Oh my God. What? No, that does not end well.
Well, you need a lift.
Is that brilliant or insane? I'm not.
I was thinking about it. The rain might help because those ball bearings would be at about 1,000 degrees in no time, and that thing's just going to seize on you and you're going to die. But the rain's cooling them off.
Maybe.
Huh. That's a freeloader right there.
Yeah, that's. It may not end well.
How do you dismount? Like when you get to where you need to go,
You're getting to going where the driver of the.
Oh, you don't get to choose.
No,
There's
you're going
not
where
a-
he's going.
You don't. There's not a.
You're not
Well,
ringing
you
the
just
bell.
You
Let
can't
go
pull the
and
string.
see where it ends up.
You kept making the stops.
I
kept
can't
ringing the
ring
bell.
the
You would think there wouldn't be any sudden stops, though. A big a semi truck like that probably going to slow down nice
Yeah, I
and
agree.
easy. But to your point, I do wonder about the mechanics of the shopping cart to continue the wheels to stand up to the terrain.
They're not built for that kind of speed. I
Not
don't
really.
know.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's built for a mom and a toddler in the seat picking up groceries. It's not that high velocity on the freeway. We got a new kind of ladder that I think absolutely belongs in the PInder Report.
Safety ladder. Oh, no.
Dit is de wereldberoemde Skyladder, oftewel de Stairway to Heaven. Nadat ik dit overal op het internet
that,
voorbij
Dean,
had
hey?
zien komen,
What a
wou
view.
ik hem met eigen ogen zien. En natuurlijk beklimmen.
So just a flimsy old steel rope ladder across a huge valley in the mountains.
Yeah, if you don't look down, it's manageable, he says.
Right. So just don't.
This is like a rope ladder going from mountain peak to mountain peak. For those that aren't watching, this
You
is
can get to the spot to get to the ladder.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a big climb just to go do a stupid ladder.
And now what?
you're
Like
at the end.
now, what are you doing there?
Jeez. Oh boy, I don't know about that.
No.
Finally, back in his younger days, Dean was a barefooter. They loved barefooting down in Australia. I think he was on vacation. They got the old barefoot bar ready to go. Here we go. Boom.
Okay, ready, Mark?
Boiler hanging out there, Dean. What's going on? You hot?
So tight, eh? The wetsuits.
Hold on. Now I got a foot up. Oh. There we are. Watch his feet. Really good.
It ends fast.
It happens very quickly. In one moment he's there, and the next he's gone. Now I know why you don't leave the house very often, Dean. I'd stay put as well.
That was a
Part
bad
of the
day.
neck.
Yeah, that was a bad day.
Traps
That one.
tighten up after that.
Yeah, but
Everything.
My neck.
Oh, your neck. Yeah, I couldn't even move.
Oh, so stiff, man. Yeah.
Dean, that's your PInder Report.
All right, thanks, buddy. Village Honda, new in-stock inventory on the ground, more arriving daily. Start your automotive adventures at Village Honda. New vehicle pricing, MSRP, the Accord, the Civic, the Honda CR-V, the Pilot, whatever it is. You're talking Honda, we're talking about the most reliable vehicles on the road. They last forever. And when you close the door, there's nothing like the sound of a new Honda vehicle. Thump. Thump. Village Honda in the Northwest Auto Mall. You know what I got for you? It is the DFO Playoff Parlay Challenge.
I saw this
face-off.
today.
All right, so get ready for it. The Parlay Challenge each game day. So it starts tomorrow. There's 4 questions. Pick the winning team. Guess the over-under for points, the goals. Predict the first goal and the highest scoring period. You nail it. Daily winners are going to get some gift cards, while each round's champs are going to pocket cash. Play now. Here's the website: games.dailyfaceoff.com. Super simple. Games.dailyfaceoff.com, and prove your puck prowess. Fast, fun, and it's all about hockey. Let's go. You love having stuff like this. The playoffs, it's just, let's get right into it. Get right into it. And that's the Daily Face-Off Playoff Parlay Challenge that'll start up tomorrow. Today. I mean, you can go do it today. No games today. You're going to need games in order to pick.
Tomorrow's a good day to get in there.
Tomorrow's a great day.
I want to see the starting goalies are.
Great day.
Great Pickard going to go game 1? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Calvin Pickard.
Calvin Pickard, where's Chet?
Where's Chet?
Yep, Calvin.
Important, Cal.
Yep. Well, tonight we have got the Barn Burner playoff draft. Looking forward to getting together with the teams. It's a fun one. There will be some beverage, some food, some laughs, some finger pointing, disparaging comments.
Yes,
High
lots of
kicking.
those. I like those.
Yeah,
and I get to unveil my
high kicking, yeah.
my T-shirt for Rhett tonight.
Excited. Yeah,
underneath my sequin blazer. Sequin
Right.
blazer.
I don't know.
Oh, you didn't pack it.
Huh?
Did you not pack it?
I never took it anywhere. If it's
Oh, it's
not
still here.
there,
Yeah,
then-
your aces then. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
it's quite a tandem last year with the sequin.
Did you have a sequin blazer?
You wore it last year.
Ender or retro?
Yeah.
Oh,
you smell burnt toast. Were you there last year?
Come on, boom. I look great.
but
Dialed
where
in.
is it?
At the house, probably. I
Yeah.
hope.
One of his homes. Yeah.
I don't wear it often, so I don't look
No.
for it too
It's anything like your
regular.
Mika retirement night jacket. You might have forgotten where you put it.
Looked good.
Yeah, it did look good. A lot of comments. I think Cammie came in and wore a leather jacket the next day.
She
Now
did.
She's
and
making
I
fun of
screwed
Dean's
it up.
glasses. She's getting
I screwed
cheeky.
it up. She's very confident.
Spicy.
Dean's gone.
Where'd he go? Well,
Show's over.
Nature calls. Oh,
Hey!
yes. Oh my God.
There you go.
Oh,
big
Dino.
fella.
Dino.
Well, it's a big day, right? So
What a time to be alive.
yeah. And
Oh.
Rhett left it in my truck last year. It's still got the price tag on it. So
Is that mine?
That is unbelievable.
yeah.
That's mine?
Unbelievable. You're the jacket thief, Dean. First Frank, now Rhett.
I'm
How'd
not
you
the
out
thief.
yourself?
Don't put it on. I don't
No.
need.
Now, Rhett, if you
Chris
ask
Farley.
Dean to bring that jacket tonight, just make sure you don't get some like peach colored ladies blazer. Okay, Dean,
Yeah.
let someone else's eyes make sure that's Rhett's blazer this time.
You can
No,
pick me up.
here's the other thing. Last year at the inaugural event, Jack was blotto by the time we
Oh.
got there.
He put on a clinic. He had 2 drinks in each hand around the felt. It was special.
What happened last year, Jack? Because you'd been on staff for
Pretty
about
new with
9
us.
minutes, and your first real opportunity to impress your coworkers, you got right, near blackout drunk.
He was Pinder level.
Yeah,
drunk.
that was quite the showing. That was
Yeah.
actually the first like 4:30 in the morning night with you where I was like, I gotta leave.
The first one,
Yes.
where you
Right.
realized
Well, Jasper, he tried to
Within-
hang with
yeah.
me. I had to put him to bed
Yeah.
both nights.
to
and
be
then
the
he
man,
didn't
you
come
got to
up
beat
Thursday.
the man, and there's no beating
No.
Pinder in this arena. There's just
Yeah.
not.
So last year we went draft to the Nino. Then I got dragged up on stage with that country band high kicking for a bit. And then we went to a wine bar till they closed down. And Jack, he had to put himself to bed. He just couldn't fly with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Too big a
What
night.
were, and what were you drinking?
Oh,
I
everything.
think
He
they're
had
like margaritas
Caesars
or
and
something.
beers and margaritas.
Yeah, like you were having. I remember it was like
Just
it's an interesting
Just two
choice
hands.
for. I'm
They
having
had a deal.
margaritas.
All right.
Read us.
Anyway, we're looking forward to it. We'll have some, I'm sure, some stories from tonight. We appreciate it again, and it's our playoff draft. Money for Kids Sport, raising funds there. Thank you to Pay Built for coming back in once again as one of our sponsors, and of course, as always, we've got Village Honda and our buddies at McLeod Law, event partners of ours.
Defending
having some
champ,
fun.
Village Honda.
Damn right, getting some money raised for the kids and having a good time doing it. Why not? That Have a weekend, buddies. See ya.